Myth.
J Myth has his own lane.
Yeah, we got another legend in the fucking building. Hades.
Let's see what Hades is talking about, man.
Let's see what J Myth talking about.
In the holster. What's good with it? Oh, that reminds me too. I probably need to hit him up too. Yeah, you good? On YouTube, you good?
Coming in because the mic was off. Let me see if it comes through now. There we go. All right, so let's try this again. This is Logic Pro Global. Anything less for beats is illogical. In the cut, we got J Myth the GOAT, and I am your host, Hades. If you're new to the community, don't forget to subscribe, follow. We broadcast on both Twitch and YouTube. What else? Emails, logicproglobal@gmail.com. TikTok, Instagram, you name it, we're there. Anywhere there's a platform, we're on it, but mostly on Twitch and YouTube for live broadcasts. So we're back after, I want to say since the end of October. We're now going into this almost 4 weeks. We haven't been on.
Yep,
It's the
almost a month.
Yeah, almost a month. Holidays and all that stuff, family coming through. In my case, I caught COVID twice. I don't know how it happened.
Yo, how do you do that?
I don't even know, bro. I want to say the first time was when I went out with a friend of mine that came into town, and we went into an event where there's a lot of people and all that stuff, and I didn't have a mask. And then the second time, I think I caught it in the poker room playing a tournament. So the downside was that I caught COVID during the tournament. The upside was that I paid $30 and came in first and took the tournament down for $1,000.
Oh, okay. All right. Flexed up early. Okay.
So I wasn't mad at that. But if I can give the COVID back in exchange for the bread, I probably would, because I was curled up, boy. I was curled up really
I
bad.
hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, it was really bad. I had never caught it before. And, when you get the common cold, the last thing you're thinking is COVID. You just think it's like the common cold, but man.
Right, change of climate, right.
Change of climate, allergies.
Season.
And then I just got a fever like 102 and change.
Ooh.
And I was done off, man, for weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I got back on my feet. I got a little bit of a cough, but nothing major like before. I managed to make the one of the Beatman beat critiques that turned into a beat battle. I think I told you that on IG. Spaz.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Yeah, Spaz called me out.
Yeah, you had to spank Spaz real quick.
Yeah, I had to cut his legs off from under him. But then it turned into like a really weird conversation about me using a loop and this, that, and the third. And then Alex going crazy. Shout out to him. Came in and kind of clarified the difference between loops and melodies. It was a whole big thing. Wow. It was a whole big thing. But B-Man had
salute to them.
Yeah, salute to them. B-Man had to set the record straight. Alex had to set the record straight. Spaz, that's my nephew. We love him to death, and I salute him for calling me out in the first place, because nobody else would dare do that. You know what I'm saying? So I knew
right.
I knew if I went toe to toe with him, it was going to be a good battle. So
absolutely.
So shout out to him. But
shout out to Spaz.
So but everyone is waiting for the part 2 Doll War battle, which hopefully we can do next year. You know what I'm saying? And make a big thing out of it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for cooking up. So it's over for a lot of people.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you. I haven't cooked up. Damn. I haven't cooked up in a minute. To be honest with you, I probably haven't cooked up since that day we sat down to go over my beat battle, the beats I was going to submit for the battle. That was probably one of the last times I cooked up. I've been dealing with so much on the Rome's World side. I got just so you can get a sense of the scale of what I've been doing, and I'm kind of burnt out. I think that's why I'm in such a foul mood today. So,
bro, you definitely need that time to just chill and just get creative again. And that's what I've been doing the whole time.
So this spreadsheet on the screen are all the beats that I got scheduled, and going across the columns are all the different things I have to do to clear the task for that beat. So I give it a date.
Wait. I just see the crypto.
You see the crypto screen? Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm on the Logic Pro Global screen.
Let me see.
Oh, okay. You have to spark up one of your other screens. I see what's going on.
Nah, Discord makes you jump from screen from app to app. Can you see it now?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah, yep.
So each column represents what I need to do for that track. So let's just say for Armada, I give it a date, give it a genre. I got a phase 1 and a phase 2. If the beat was fire and it had a good drum bounce or whatever, I'll export the drum pattern for the Logic's drum kit. I'll export the channel strip. I'll create an After Effect for it, screenshot it, bounce out the After Effect, and then create an iMovie for TikTok and IG. Then upload it to BeatStars, upload it to YouTube, upload it to Distro, ASCAP, TikTok, and then Instagram. I spent weeks.
This is insane. This chart is insane.
Yo, I spent weeks. Right now I have upwards of 83 beats scheduled for release. I'm ahead all the way through March. What is it? March 13th.
March 2023.
Yeah, wow. 23. So if I wanted to, I could just sit back and not do a damn thing. Every platform's gonna get hit with the beat. BeatStars, YouTube. And that was the buffering thing that you and I had discussed a few months back, which actually came in really handy because in October, in November is when I had caught COVID. So I wasn't in front of a computer for weeks. So you was
already ahead of the game anyway.
I was already ahead of the game anyway. So it was already a well-oiled machine, already pushing out content on its own. So that's a testament to the whole buffering, buffering your beats to be scheduled. I would suggest any new producer that's just getting into BeatStars, getting into Airbit or whatever platform it is, I would say build a nice bulk of beats, maybe 30 to 60 beats, and then schedule them for upload. Start from if it's 60 days, start from March and work your way backwards. And then that way, when the scheduling meets up with you in present day, now whatever you have left, you can start scheduling for the 2nd day of March, the 3rd day of March, so on and so on. You know what I'm saying?
I got a quick question. Now, do you release everything that you create on that platform, like on the BeatStars platform?
Everything.
Or do you have some things in a holster?
No.
So all right, so you
everything.
Release everything.
Everything comes out.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I would say 70% of this list is from the beats on that corrupted hard drive that I recovered. I had about 4 terabytes of projects, maybe upwards of 300 beats. So this is just a fraction of that. So I said to myself, you know what? I probably have maybe another 100 to go. I'm not cooking up until I clear this whole hard drive, because once I start cooking up again, I don't want to get into the habit of having a complete folder and an incomplete folder. Having a folder with just a whole bunch of beats that aren't finished or I never went back to.
Right.
I don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm gonna spend the next couple of weeks clearing the whole drive out, get everything scheduled, which is good because I get to see my progress from the oldest beat on the drive, which I think was 2020, all the way up to the most current, which I think is 2021. So as I'm listening to these projects and mixing the beats down, I get to assess how my progression is. My mixing was horrible. I still had the bounce back then, but the mixing and the mastering was trash.
Right.
So
right, and then if any new idea pop up right there as far as formatting it, you can just do it right there.
Exactly.
As well.
And you already know I got everything saved, templates, patches, all that stuff. So it's just a quick click here and there, throw on the master, and I'm good to go. Just got to do a little bit of loving. But I think that was although
Right.
it's a tedious process, that was the best part for me to enjoy, was just to listen to the progression from 2020, 2019 to the beats currently made last year and this year. So I'm not
Right.
mad at it, but I still got a long way to go. So I don't think I'm going to be cooking up anytime soon until I clear this hard drive. Had these beats not stood the test of time, I probably would have scrapped a lot of them, but a lot of
Scrapped them, right.
a lot of them, held up, and it just needed a really good cleanup. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah,
with the algorithm like YouTube and BeatStars and Instagram and TikTok, they need time to catch up or catch on to your content. Like, you're not just gonna upload immediately and expect to get crazy views, right? It's
Right.
gonna take a couple of months for these algorithms to pick up on the
To
fact
catch
that
on.
you're scheduling, you're uploading consistently every day, every other day, every week, same time, before they start pushing your content out, as far as engagement is concerned, which I'm seeing more on TikTok than anywhere else. Like, I started the upload back in October, and I think I started getting like maybe 10 views here, 12 views there, maybe a like here, a like there. Now I'm upwards of almost 500 views, like almost 200 likes. People are sharing the content. People are bookmarking the content, which are really important on TikTok. So it's it's a testament to consistency, right? If you're consistently pushing out content same days of the week, same time every week, the algorithm is going to see that, and slowly but surely they're going to start pushing the reach out even further. Like, one minute I'm getting reach in the United States, and I was wondering, like, why is it's only United States? I'm not reaching anywhere else. And then the next post that dropped, I get pushed to Puerto Rico, and then the next one I get pushed to Japan, and then the next one I get pushed to UK. So it takes time for all these algorithms to catch up. But what's a true statement is that the consistency makes a huge difference in gaining traction on any of these platforms. So yeah, man, this spreadsheet has pretty much been my life for the past couple months, and is gonna be my life probably for the next couple weeks. But once I'm done, I'm back into cooking up mode, and there's no reason for me to stop at that point. And you already know, with the latest update, there's a lot of stuff that I wanna touch on, play with, make videos on.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's pretty much been my couple of weeks, man. How about you? How was your birthday?
Oh man, from what I can remember, it was great.
Yeah, he said from what I can remember. Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, it was one of those. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. How many nights
But
you stayed out there?
You know what I'm saying? I was out there 2 nights.
Okay.
2 nights, I believe. Yeah, 2 nights.
Did you get to play any poker?
And then it was nope.
Nah.
Didn't even get a chance to. Nope.
Gotcha.
And then shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the gang. You know what I'm saying? It was the homie's birthday just this past Sunday.
Who's that?
You know
300?
what I mean? No, Detour.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we was out there, you know what I'm saying? That was great. That was awesome. That was an awesome situation. Ran into the homie Gary with 2 R's twice.
Oh,
he
word?
came back. He pulled up. Yeah, he pulled up for my birthday. Shout out to Gary with 2 R's.
Oh, that's what's up.
Pulled up for my birthday, and he pulled up for the homie's birthday.
Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to Gary.
Yeah.
Man. That's what's
Yeah,
up. That's
and he
fire.
back out here for New Year, so it's about to go stupid.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. Shout out to that man right there. That's fly.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Gary with 2 R's, man. That's the homie. We got some things in the holster for sure too.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So you drove out there, or you flew?
I drove.
You drove.
Well, I rode out there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Shout out to the homegirl. You know what I'm saying? The homegirl and the homie. They drove.
How long is the ride?
Oh, about 3.5.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah, and then the drive up there was lit. So
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
it was cool. It was cool.
It's got to be memorable, man. At the end of the day, man. It's got to be memorable.
Well, I mean, it's memorable. I'm sure it was memorable. I just don't remember all of it. So
that makes it even better.
It's memorable.
Makes it even better. As long as someone at the whole event remembers it, that was with you, it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? in case you need to go back to it. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope, man. That's dope. I don't think I did. What did I do on my birthday? I went to DC.
Oh, yeah?
With my cousin. Yeah, chill with him out there. I'm wondering if I caught COVID out there instead, because he lives on the border of DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So in one breath, we're in one club in DC, and then after about an hour, we drive to Virginia to go to another club, and then after about another hour or two, we drive to another club in Maryland. Like, we were all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yep. Now that sounds similar to the situation in Vegas. Was on the club crawl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were all over the place.
You know, but y'all was on a mission. That's cool though. You know
After
what
I
I'm saying?
specifically told him, yo, I'm not trying to do any heavy drinking. I'm not trying to do any crazy partying. You might as well have told him, yeah.
Of course not, right? You tell them that you are trying to do that. Yep.
Yeah. So he set all that
Yep.
up. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a good time, man. Definitely memorable. So I ain't complaining, man.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man. So you've been cooking up, or you just now starting to cook up again?
Well, I always had stuff in the holster, but now I'm about to start going going hard and being innovative again. You know what I'm saying? Got some things popping up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because some artists and everything popping up. You know what I'm saying? The band is going stupid right now. So 2023 about to go dumb.
Oh, you already know. Well, what's good with the studio? Is it done?
It's pretty much done.
Okay.
We in there official launch. Official launch is going to be New Year's.
Oh, that's what's up.
So yeah, that's about to go dummy. I'm about to go hard, and the gang gonna roll through. So it's about to go stupid.
And you're not that far from the casino where you live, right? I mean, the casino from the studio, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, so that's convenient, man. You just wake
Not
up.
at all.
And
Absolutely.
Get your clothes on and drive down there.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be my 9 to 5, low key.
That's what's up. That's good stuff, man. Yeah, that's the dream for me at some point. It was almost attainable when I was living in Tampa, but I just couldn't find the right space for it, and the money they wanted just didn't make any sense, and it was too long of a drive, like, for the money they wanted. Like, I would literally have to wake up and drive 10, 15 minutes tops. I had to drive at least 30, 45 minutes just to get to the space that I liked. It didn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, and that every day, back and forth. I feel you.
Yeah, and you can only be so loud at certain times of the day when you're cooking up in the crib. So, it's on my want list. It's just, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
We'll
no,
see.
yeah, man. Shoot, pull up. You already know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you already know I'm still working on that thing with my cousin, that opportunity that's gonna get me unlimited flyer privileges. So if that goes through, which it's supposed to go through in the next couple of weeks, if that goes through, then you're gonna be seeing a lot more of them. So
absolutely.
So I'll definitely keep you posted.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man,
Yes,
I'm glad you were able to join today, man. It ain't gonna be too long of a stream, everyone. We just came on to say what up, but to talk about 3 specific pieces of content. But before we jump into that, let's just jump into the market right quick. So, in a nutshell, the market is been completely ass backwards, and and it's only going to get worse. Predictions are flying around that Bitcoin could potentially drop to 9,000, which, after I do my homework, if that is going to be the case, I'm trying to get my money in and short the coin and make some bread.
Right. Right.
But all this fluctuation with the market has a lot to do with what's going on with a company called FTX. FTX is an exchange similar to Coinbase, Binance, Bybit, those kind of places where you put your money in to buy the coin and watch it go up and down or whatever the case is. So long story short, FTX had to file for bankruptcy because they had some sort of potential merger or buyout with Binance, which is another bigger exchange, but Binance backed out of the deal, so they had to file for bankruptcy. But come to find out that they were using software to hide the fact that they were taking people's money and using it for other things. You know,
wow.
the typical Enron BS.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So they managed to salvage $763 million, but word on the street is that's not even a fraction of the money that's owed to these customers that invested in that platform. So not only is the owner of the platform being sued, the celebrities that were tied to the platform that promoted it, they're also being sued. So it's a really, really big thing, because here we are in the crypto space, the influencers and all that stuff talking about, cryptocurrency is trustworthy and this, that, and the third, and you won't get scammed. And here you go. You got one of the biggest exchanges scamming people, and influencers do it too. They come out with some fake coin, get their followers to buy into it, and it's a quick pump and dump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it makes things bad for the crypto space, because now once the government finds a reason to get involved, it's a wrap.
Right.
Now something that's supposed to be decentralized from financial institutions, from the government, all that stuff, and be really for the people, is now going to be micromanaged by the government. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which completely defeats the purpose. But in a nutshell, that's one of the reasons why the market is all over the place. But yeah, Bitcoin's at 17,000 and change right now, with a 24-hour high of 1.59%. Ethereum is down to 1286, but I think the last time I saw it, it was at 11. So it's still good.
So it's overall up. Yeah,
it's up. Let's see, Binance XRP is at 40 cents. There's some controversy behind XRP as well. I actually got to do my research on that, because I'm looking to buy some, but I don't know. There's just so much scandal now, man. Like within the crypto.
Right. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Cardano is at 31 cents.
Yeah.
And Polkadot 542. So some of the coins are up, a lot of them are down, but it's all moving based on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, last I checked, was at 16 or 15,000, which was like maybe 4 weeks ago. So it is up, but we don't know for how much longer. But the prediction is that it is going to drop. And when it drops, it's going to drop. 9,000.
Crazy.
Yeah, when it drops, it's going to drop.
Well, when it do that, then shoot.
Yeah, it's gonna drop.
I might have to partake.
Yeah, it's gonna drop heavy for sure. But yeah, that's your crypto market cap brief update. Remember, we're not financial advisors. You guys do your homework before you take your beat sale money and invest. But you should definitely invest in something. Just make sure it has a utility behind it. Don't buy anything from any influencers that created a coin, because they're more than likely trying to scam you.
For real.
So yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into the 3 topics of discussion. So the first thing I want to, and we're probably going to watch the video. I don't really care if I get striked or not.
Oh, you talking about Timbo?
Well, one is Timbo. 2 is Busy Works Beach. Shout out to Busy Works.
Shout out Busy Works.
And 3 is Kyle Beats, Sandbox. You heard of? Did you?
Okay.
You know what? Let's start with that one. Let's start with that one.
What's going on? All right.
Let's start with that one. Where is it? All right. So you already know Abe McCree. I mean, he's.
It's not on the screen. It's.
Oh yeah, I gotta change the screen.
Yeah.
Hold up. Always gotta change.
One of the H screens you got loaded up.
Yeah, no, that's Discord that be
active. Okay, there we go.
So everybody knows Abe McCree. If you don't, man, he's a dope YouTuber, man. So shout out to him. He keeps it a buck.
Yeah, one of OGs.
Yeah, he don't care what it is you have. He's gonna critique it based on what he feels is the correct critique. So shout out to him. But I'm gonna play a couple of parts of this, and then we can kind of talk about it. So Kyle Beats put out a new plugin, and shout out to him in the respect that I kind of admire what he's done with his career. I mean, he started out in YouTube just doing vlogs, and now look at him. You know what I'm saying? Through consistency, he made something out of the vlogs that he did and everything like that. So I'll never take that away from him, but I do have reservations about the plugin, and you'll see why in a second. So Let me just make sure this plays out real quick.
He's the one he did the drip plug-in, didn't he?
He did the drip plug-in, and from my understanding, he made at least $1 million. It should be more by now.
I think it was like one or two.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Something like that.
That's insane. That's
insane. That is.
You know what I'm saying?
2 clicks and it's perfect, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, I guess, but I got reservations on that too.
Oh yeah, you already know.
Yeah. So all right, let me see if this plays. See if this plays. No, it's not playing the audio. Why is that? Hold on. Discord.
I heard audio.
Yeah, but the live doesn't though.
Okay.
Let me see now.
Or could be legit.
You still hear it?
Yep.
All right.
Or just another pump and dump scheme. Sandbox is a premium synthesizer with a built-in chord generator to help you instantly create beautiful melodies. If it's a chord, that wouldn't be a melody, it would be a chord progression. Or at the bare minimal, I ain't gonna be petty like that on Kyle. I'm not gonna do that. So you have a little demo video right here, and I think you should click on it to see it. I'm not gonna click on it. But one thing I will compliment him on is that you get right down to the business. It says download Sandbox. So, it's a Black Friday sale and all that. I want to see if it's a demo version. So, if they really swear by that product, if it's good, then they should have a demo version available like all legit companies. So scrolling down the website, it's no snake oil type stuff. Just talking about and describing the plugin. So I got some confidence it's not going to be complete and utter garbage. But, I think the one thing that I would like to say is I want to check it out at least is the minimum requirements. So here are the minimum specs. Mac OS 10.12 plus, so 10.12 or higher, AU, VST, VST3, AAX. So that's all the
8 gigs of RAM. Keep that in mind.
Windows 8.1 or higher, 64-bit VST, VST3, AAX. That's standard stuff there. 8 gigs of RAM required, 16 gigs recommended. Processor 2.9 gigahertz and Intel Core i7 or higher. Whoa, that's concerning. And at least 8 gigs of storage. Oh, so this mug is thick. So I'm just gonna download Sandbox. I'm probably gonna download it on, oh boy. So let's go ahead and type in the email address. Oh boy. So this damn plugin is $6.42 a month. So it's $10 a month after the Black Friday sale. And the bullshit begins. Well, it didn't take very long for me to find an issue. I was charged not $10, not $6. I was charged $77. Just to clarify, the Black Friday deal is only on the annual fee. So you have to do a 1 year for you to get the $6.42, in which it will cost you $77.
Here's how you
So here's my thing, right? So when I watched the review of the product on Kyle's channel, when Kyle was doing it, and I just want to point out, shout out to this kid, but not sure why he was there, and he probably doesn't want to be associated with some. I mean, maybe he does. That's probably why he got flown out. So he flew out 5 producers. He flew out 5 producers to come test the plugin. He did a video for it, and one of the producers was Alec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alec from España. Shout out to him. And
shout out Alec.
Yeah, shout out to Alec. So he was one of the ones that was in the video, in Kyle's video, reviewing the plugin. He said it was dope, et cetera, et cetera. So here's my thing. When Kyle mentioned, and I'm going to double check it again just to be sure. When he mentioned that it would be either $6 or $10 limited time, he didn't state that it was, $6 or $10 a month, but it's if you select
for
annually,
a minimum of a year.
A year, right? He just said, $6 to $10 a month. To me, that's a little bit misleading, right? If people aren't going to read the fine print, or you're going to jump out the window and state the price with the disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people find out after they click, okay, purchase, and now they see they got a charge of $70-something, and they think. So that's strike one for me, right? And he
absolutely.
Abe feels the same way, right? So let me go ahead and continue.
I'm gonna let y'all guys play with that one. But yeah, you can click on the monthly here, and it's disguised in where you wouldn't click on that. It does say try it risk-free for 30 days, so I will be canceling this. Trust me, they don't deserve the $77 that I just gave them. Bro, we haven't even got past the installation process, and there's already more problems. So when you click on the installation file, it doesn't allow you to pick your folders or anything like that. There's no licensing, nothing, none of that stuff that you would normally see with a major plugin. It's all missing, and it forced me to put it on a C drive. My C drive doesn't have that much hard drive space.
So it's like when we install our plugins on a Mac, right? We got it. We got to double click the DMG, and then we get that installation screen. The first thing you see are the terms and conditions, the
Drag it
licensing,
over.
all that stuff, and then you get to choose where you want to install that plugin on your internal drive or your external drive. He's saying even though he's using a PC, he should get the same prompt, and he's not getting that. He's being forced to put it on his internal hard drive. Now keep that in mind as the video keeps going.
This ain't looking good,
Oh,
dog.
okay. It's crazy.
For real. Overall bad experience so far. Hopefully it will get good in a second. So I'm looking for Sandbox in my sea of damn plugins. So that ain't Kyle's fault. But I'm looking forward to what crap is gonna come out of that thing. All right, so you gotta enter in all your information yet again. And that's what I'll do, which is not a big deal. I'm not opposed to this because I do it for other plugins. Here's the UI for Sandbox. And if it doesn't look like it was designed by a 10-year-old, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, the interface
besides the point,
is
though,
horrible.
I know you Fruity Loops guys love these type of plugins where they have all these colors to be like your doll are extra colorful and not functional. So you should probably like this plugin.
Let's go. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Let's go
Talk
see
to him.
the presets. Let's go through them. Oh, God.
Talk to him. Oh, hell.
Bruh. Yo. So off top, no, this is, I swear, I'm moving everything out the way so it doesn't look like it. This is the first time in a while, it just knocked out my MIDI controller.
That's crazy.
Wow. So we look at the other part of the screen right here. Holy crap, we ain't made no music yet. And this thing,
Wow.
God damn, look at the damn CPU usage.
His CPU is spiking.
Yo, that's
Sandbox? Sandbox? A sandbox of turds, nigga. So I'm gonna exit out of FL Studio and try to reload it to see if like my controller will work again. You know, because sometimes that just does happen. I want to blame this on
Not
oh boy,
on a
that's
Mac.
not a good sign. When FL Studio loads like this means that there was some type of issue relevant to crashing.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't looking good, Kyle. You want people's money, you want to push it through influencers and stuff like that. You want LJ out there tap dancing like Daffy Duck. Oh shit! So just to show you guys,
you cooking.
this in too. I'm just gonna tell the public, man, that Kyle Beats plugin is absolute garbage.
He going in.
And people gonna think I'm just hating off.
And
top,
he's doing all
knowing
this
that I
with
have
the
actually
FL
installed
logo
it.
still hanging there.
It is absolute garbage.
I know.
Look at the damn Fruity Loops. It still froze just for me installing that plugin, guys. And the tweet is in. People gonna think I'm hating on Kyle Beats because everybody likes to run to his defense, not knowing that he's scamming the shit out y'all guys. God damn. So I'm gonna have to restart my computer. Okay, all jokes aside, I've started FL Studio again. The controller is working. Let me show proof of concept of that. So the controller is working, as you can see.
Oh man.
So the CPU, it's an 8 gig plugin. I've never heard of an 8 gig plugin before. And if I have, it's
One
from a brand
plugin,
name.
8 gig.
8 gigs. And if I have heard of a plugin like that, it's from a brand name like a Slate Digital
Spitfire.
or Wave, Spitfire. Yeah, Spitfire is a good example. They plugins are massive, but you know what you're getting when it's gonna
But
work.
you're getting quality. Yeah, you're getting top tier quality too.
This joint just crashed my man's joint. Something crazy. He had to reboot, but let's continue on.
That boy was peaking at
His version
70%
of Serum,
CPU.
But this has a monthly fee attached. But you know, you have a sampler area where you can loop samples and stuff like that. You hit this cool eyeglasses sign, sunglasses sign, and you know, you get all different types of stuff that you can pick. And then you also hit, if you click on this hamburger menu, you have a whole bunch of waveforms. So that's cool. I think it's good that he has content within this, given the price point of $77 a year. And yeah, you can control the pitch and, different things like that. If I was to go over here and I click on this and I'm on the sampler, it will turn off the sampler. You can turn them all off through the middle part, so you can hear just that. And yeah, you can go to different oscillators, you can have different waveforms and stuff like that. So everything is cool. You can drag and drop modulation, and that's not like revolutionary, but it's good to see that Kyle Beast is putting in an effort, or the people that designed his plugin is putting in an effort here. And you have an envelope section, you have harmonics or harmony, which if you activate it and turn it on, it plays chords.
So what does that look like to you?
There we go.
What does that look like to you? That function, harmony.
That looks like that harmony looks like it actually looks like the pitch correction on Logic.
That's one.
Key.
You know what it looks like to
and
me?
Then it also looks like
it looks like the chord trigger and the transpose together. Because if you put chord trigger and transpose together and set the chord trigger to triad, you get the same effect.
Yeah, there it is. Yep, actually,
same exact effect. But keep that in mind as well for the end. I'm gonna.
I think that's what people are wanting. And if you look up here, you can see one of the biggest synthetic issues with this plugin is definitely the CPU usage, and it has to do with how many chords are being played or how many freaking keys are being played, because that doubles up whatever that sound is. So going through the sounds in itself, let's go through Bells and Vibes here.
Jeez.
And you can hear that.
No deal.
So if I pick up Bells and Vibes with harmony on,
and that's because its CPU can't take it.
Ate up.
Exactly.
Don't even try, guys.
Crazy.
I do meet the minimal requirements. I have 16 gigs of RAM. I actually have 32 gigs of RAM on my Lenovo Legion Y540, which is a hexa-core processor. Might not be the newest, but it is one of the fastest. So one thing I do want to talk about is the effects area, because it does have a lot of stuff. So if I clicked on X, Y, Z, you have different effects like retro, compressor, big pressure, distortion, saturation, reverb, delay, utility, which I have no clue of what that is, and I still don't even after clicking on it. So the one thing that I would say is it has to be a little bit more clear of how you would activate the effect, because when someone is, especially in what they want, they want something that will work. And Jesus Christ, this plugin, I haven't even started to make anything and it's already tripping. But you can reduce the voices down here by the keyboard, and that doesn't help either. Wow, this plugin is absolute garbage. This plugin is one big headache, and it needs to be fixed badly. I mean, the undersized UI, it's just teeny tiny, but I guess you can just call me old. But if you are looking for alternatives, there are alternatives. You're not the only plugin out there that does the harmony feature.
So I'm gonna stop him right there. All right. So I think I showed enough. So, like I said before, the first issue I have with this plugin, right? And again, shout out to Kyle for what he's done with his career. I'm like,
right. No, like I'm not mad at the ambition of what this is.
Yeah.
But the execution, no way. And then it's an ongoing subscription.
Yeah, so I have an issue with the subscription, right? To me, that's your fan base. Your fan base, and I want to say is at least, and I'm selling myself short here. At least 70% within the age of 18 to 24. I want to say at least 70%, right? These kids don't got no bread. They don't got bread like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why couldn't you just make the plugin like you did the drip plugin? And then just let them buy it outright. Why subscription? You know what I'm saying?
Or just and then just make it a set price and have it to where they can make payments on it monthly up until to where they buy it out.
Something like this product. When I see this product, it reminds me of Unison. I don't know Unison, the guy who runs Unison directly, so I won't do too much critiquing on him until I do my homework. But from what I've heard, the guy's a crook. All right. But
Right,
you know,
right.
you're only a crook if you're able to get money from the naive and the gullible, which makes them just as bad as him, right?
Right.
Like that Drum Monkey plugin, total garbage. But yet he manages to
Right.
get these influencers to review it and talk highly of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I see this, that's the first person I think of is Unison. I feel like the younger generation that cook up, they want something that's quick and easy, and I get that. But most of them don't even know the fundamentals or understand what each component in, let's say, this plugin does, right? They're just going to put
Right.
the money into getting it and start pushing buttons and all that other good stuff versus just, you know, your DAW, I don't give a damn what DAW it is. Your DAW has every piece of this plugin to put on your channel strip to create your own type
Exactly.
of plugin. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When I see this plugin, you know what I think of? I see a poor man's Alchemy. This is Alchemy.
Right.
Alchemy
Right.
has
It's like Alchemy and like Cable Guys trying to combine.
yeah. Alchemy has everything this plugin has times 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, while FL
Yep.
users don't have Alchemy, the point I'm trying to make is Alchemy has stock plugins, or there are third-party companies that have plugins that, you know, multiple plugins that you can use on your channel strip to get the same desired effect. The only difference is it's not in one plugin. When you click on it, it's in 4 or 5 different ones. What's the big deal?
Right. And then like one MIDI effect, which
Yeah.
is the chord generator.
Yeah, what's the big deal? Okay, you have to click into 5 different plugins versus clicking in one. Guess what? You just save $77. And you get a better understanding of what each plugin and each function does. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like you're not learning anything by using something like even the drip plugin. The drip plugin is just, you know, it's just modulation plugins, that stock modulation plugins all combined into one. Vibrato,
Combined in one, right, yeah.
phaser, all this other stuff. That's all it is.
Distortion and yeah.
That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I gotta say, like, I'm like, while I salute Kyle on what he's doing with his career and everything like that, and how far he's come, I don't salute this plugin and the way he approached it. The interface looks hard. It's an eyesore to me. You already know how I feel about.
And it's not bringing any help to the music.
Absolutely
like I'm not seeing any help being brought to the music and what's being produced.
Absolutely none.
You know what I'm saying? Like if this, like if you know what I'm saying, if A. McCready, like if it was seamless and you just got through it and then you come up with some heat and it's going to help you create better music, cool. But I'm not seeing none of that.
The video,
and it's taken from your pockets.
The video is an 11-minute video, and that's with editing. So you can only imagine without the editing how long he had to tackle with getting it installed.
Yeah, he was really trying to go in. Yeah,
yeah, and he still ain't get to cook up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I had to show this because it brings a point that I try to convey to any producer that I work with, or especially the younger producers, like your APs, you know, your what's his name?
Yeah.
Evan with the dope beat, those kids. Like,
yeah.
Learn the fundamentals first, right? So if you like this plugin, guess what? You can save $77 by just figuring out what components in the plugin make the plugin. You have a sampler function, you have a modulation function, you have ADSR, whatever the hell it is. Find those stock plugins in your DAW and throw them on your channel strip. Get to know those plugins respectively before you start spending money on a product that from someone who has no real background in creating plugins except one plugin that he made. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So yeah, I don't know what made me want to talk about his plugin. I don't know. It's just, I think the subscription thing got me.
It's not helping. Yeah. It's not helping.
I think
it's taken away on multiple levels.
Yeah, I
take away from music, taken away from people's pockets.
It takes away from the creativity, in my opinion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like there's just such a laziness in the, like when you get those videos or those producers. Yeah, I made a beat in 2 minutes, 5 minutes. How unique is that beat? How unique is it?
Was it heat?
What was it heat? You know what I'm saying? Shit, I can make a beat in 60 seconds. I got MIDI patterns and step sequencer patterns. Right. I can just drag and drop and rinse and repeat. but where's the creativity? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So who's
and then to keep it perfectly honest, the better, you know, like in the Timbo days and everything, you know, the Dre days, it was more creative. You made better and more creative material with less convenience.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People had 10 seconds of sample time on the SP1200.
Yo, you didn't have
10 seconds of sample time.
You didn't have visuals. There were no visuals. The most visual you had was the screen on the MPC or the screen on the cord, or the digital screen on the SP12. You didn't have a whole computer.
The cord tray was cutting edge. That was like huge.
Yo,
to be able to have a touch screen, that was like cutting edge. That was like the future.
I hate the statement that's made. Keep it simple for the artist. I don't know who's at fault when I hear that statement. Is it the artist or is it the producer? Because from a producer standpoint,
the thing is that whoever's saying it's perspective. Because keep it simple. Because really simple, quote unquote, simple beats that are like fire, that are like the biggest hits that we know today from like Dr. Dre, stuff like that. That's not easy.
Yeah,
those are probably the most hard, you know, the most complicated and the hardest beats to make. To make a simple beat that is a hit record. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have the greats like the Timbos and the Dre's and you know what I'm saying? The people that make those things that are simple, like, okay, but it's like you got to be able to come up with that and think of that and execute to where it works where the overall record is banging like that.
But you know something?
And that's hard to do.
Let's use Timbo as an example because we're going to get into him in a second as well. So if you go back and think about when Timbo came out, right? And the artist, like when I watched the interview, what I didn't know was that the whole how Aaliyah and him hooked up, and it was Aaliyah who heard the beat and was like, yo, XYZ, yada, yada, yada. And he actually got put on by Missy because Missy was a producer in her own
Missy, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So
they went to high school together.
So here we are, we're in a generation where trap music pretty much runs the world, right? And it's the same monotony over and over again. It's the same patterns, the same 808, the same everything, same hi-hats, right? But in Timbo's around Timbo's time, we had Timbo, you had Pharrell. I want to say Timbo and Pharrell differ in a big way, right? Because Pharrell, okay, Timbo, I can't say that. I think when you heard a Timbo beat, you knew it, right? Because Timbo had a sound, so did Pharrell. But Timbo's beats weren't always the same. It wasn't always the same bounce. It wasn't always the same type of cadence when the artist went on it.
Right. Yeah, like Timbo reinvented himself multiple times.
Yeah, like if you take Dirt on Your Shoulders and then you take Aaliyah's One in a Million. These are two completely different sounds, cadences, but it's signature Timbo. You know what I'm saying?
But it's Timbo, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you know it's Timbaland. But with trap music and the trap producers now, it's all the same monotony. It's the same pattern. Like nobody wants to
using the sounds the same way, and you know what I'm saying? Using sounds, using the 808 the same way.
Yeah,
and not not doing anything to try to go outside the box with it because quote unquote less is more. But now here's what's crazy, and I'm gonna say something that's gonna be a little controversial.
Yeah,
but the artists ain't getting better.
Well, that's
what I'm saying. Overall,
that's why,
I think that's the reason behind. The reason behind certain producers and everything not really being able to get innovative and just sort of go a little bit outside the box because they don't want to scare off the artists.
Well, that's the reason.
The artists has got to record line for line every line.
That's the reason why I asked: is the fault is the producer to blame or is it the artist? Because in my opinion, it can go both ways. From an artist perspective, if I'm getting a bag from these simple productions, right, and I already have a cadence, I have a flow, I really have no reason to broaden my horizons and test the waters and try to be creative. I'm going to stick to what I know to continue to get this bag. That's from the artist perspective. Right. From the producer perspective, I feel like it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out to just make beats really quick, right? And not really put the effort to push the limit, to push the envelope, and really challenge the artist that you're producing for.
But that's the thing. But see, that's the thing. Because here's what's crazy. These producers, the producers that do push the envelope and challenge the sound, are not getting rewarded anymore. You know what I'm saying? Originality for producers and originality for artists was like the main thing you had to be to even become an artist or producer. You had to be original. You know what I'm saying? And you had to have originality.
Yeah.
The thing is that a lot of these producers aren't getting rewarded for being innovative. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, for instance, if I put a Drake type beat, right? A Drake type beat, quote unquote Drake type beat on BeatStars, right? It's going to make the Drake type beat playlist if it sounds like something Drake's already done.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's not dope to me. If I do something, me personally, if I want to do a Drake type beat, I want to do something that I want to hear Drake on in the future that he hasn't done yet, that he hasn't done already. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to create something that hasn't been done. And I'm trying to create things and put people on certain type of beats that I haven't heard them on that I think that they would sound dope on.
So do you feel that the innovation may be too much innovation in the production where it's not as subtle? Because you can't just
no. I think it's too. It's. I don't think it's not being rewarded enough. I don't think the producers and the creators and the artists too, artists alike, producers and artists alike, that are being innovative and trying to do something new and try to change the sound and just try to keep things interesting.
I think
it's
an artist issue.
For that enough.
I think it's an artist issue because Drake is a good example. Drake don't got a problem getting on anything. You know what I'm saying?
Drake is going to make sure he's ahead of the curve. Like, all right, what's the new wave? Oh, drill's a new wave? All right, I'm going to put out a drill joint right away.
Yeah.
Drake ain't wasting no time. Drake is going to make sure whatever's hot or whatever is on the cutting edge that's about to be hot, that he feels is about to blow up, he's in there. He's on that.
Yeah.
Off top.
Facts.
Off top. You know what I'm saying? He was on Afro beat. Hey, Rihanna, hey, let's get it.
Yeah, facts.
Afro, you know what I'm saying? The Afro beats everything. 4 on the floor, you know what I'm saying? EDM, R&B, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's gonna, but that's smart. I mean, that's why he is who he is. That's why he's on a 10-year run and not slowing down.
Yeah, it's just
You know what I'm
really.
saying?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's frustrating because it don't affect me none. Because I do me. I still compose the way I compose. But it's just when I hear it, it's just like when I hear the term, and then I listen to the production, it's just like, come on, man. Like, and just
why is everything sounding the same?
And just to
why is everything sounding the same?
Just to be clear, this is not jealousy. This is not envy. This is nothing like that. This is just a state of the culture that I can't seem to understand. I just need answers. Like, I need to understand. Is it because of the bag? Because if it's because of the bag, then okay, cool. I get it. Am I okay with it? No. Am I gonna do that? No. But shit, like, I don't know. It's
the infrastructure. It's the infrastructure and the quote unquote powers that be. They can market something a certain way that's easily dumbed down to where certain people can digest it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it a band. I'm gonna keep it a super band right now. And the fact of the matter is that the you know, I mean, all the execs and everything, they ain't for the culture. They about the bag.
They're about the bag for sure. That's a fact.
So they don't care. They're not trying to be like, all right, oh well, hey, is they innovative? Are they gonna change the game? Now, back in the day, the A&Rs and people of that nature used to be about the music as well.
Yeah.
And about the bags, but it was about like, all right, let's find some like real artists or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And let's find something new that's can be fresh and can be digested by the people. But right now, that's the last thing they're thinking about. They can care less. Oh, that 808's out of key, don't matter. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're pushing this agenda. Let's get it.
Yeah, it's I try not to think about it. I don't even know why it came up, but it's like I'm still gonna compose the way I compose at the end of the day, and something or someone will catch it. But it's just unfortunate, especially when you watch the greats like Timbo, the Pharrells. Pharrell, what separates Pharrell from Timbo is that I want to say that Pharrell's beats sound similar only because of the sound that he used. Like, it's usually the same type of sounds.
Right.
what I'm
The
saying?
same. The sound selection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sound selection is
Yeah.
pretty much 9 times out of 10 always the same. He doesn't really deviate from that, but he does switch up the bounce. It's always a different bounce. You know, you got the Beautiful with Snoop, you got the Justin Timberlake joint, you
Well, yeah,
got the Jay-Z joint.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And he got the nerd stuff. Like he's diverse.
Yeah, yeah. So you know when you
You know what I'm
hear
saying?
that
And
sound,
it's
you
high
know,
quality.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know it's him when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Versus Timbo, like, you know, Hot Boys with Nas and Missy versus One in a Million versus Pony versus Jay-Z's
Yep.
Dirt on Your Shoulder. These 4 joints, they all have completely different cadences and they all have completely different sounds, but the bounce, you know, with the baby in the background and the
Right.
the different
Right.
sounds, you know it's a Timbo. When you hear the beatboxing, you know it's him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's why
No,
he's
that's what I'm saying. And then like his sound selection and sound creation too.
Yeah.
It's like you just know he's, you know what I'm saying? He's that guy. Like when it comes to that. And it was, thank God that he blew up and he was the guy to where creativity was being rewarded.
Yeah, fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like him and Missy, man, shout out to them.
Yeah.
Because I mean they got a whole arsenal of music that's like some of the most innovative stuff still to this day.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And they were rewarded for it. That's what's dope.
That's a fact.
And then you get, and that's when you have those situations where it's like, okay, well, who's gonna have a versus against Missy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another reason why I say one of my favorite rappers of all time is Busta Rhymes, because Busta Rhymes can hop on the most innovative beats that nobody else can hop on and come up with a dope joint like that.
BPM is not an issue for him. You give it to him at
No,
96
exactly.
BPM
Or slow it down.
170.
Even the hip hop stuff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's hopping on Dilla joints that nobody else, like everybody wants a Dilla. Everybody wanted a Dilla joint, but he hopped on a Dilla joint and came with fire, and the actual songs were fire.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And he's dealt with everybody. He's dealt with all the greats. Pharrell, you know what I'm saying? He got hits with Pharrell, Timbo, all of them.
Yeah, that's a fact. Big facts.
But you know what I'm saying? A lot of artists can't hop on what he can hop on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just feel like it's unfortunate, but you know, like for my situation, and I'm sure with yours, us getting our break is not a question of if, it's a question of when, right? And when we do, it has
Absolutely.
to be, you know, to put our mark in whatever we're doing, it's got to be subtle, right? I can't offload the most
Right.
innovative
Right.
beat right out the gate. I got to sprinkle little Hades fairy dust on beats little by little, and
Right, yeah,
until
exactly,
the catch is
yeah.
on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's
Yep.
really important. You can't affect change until you follow suit. Once you follow suit and you get to where you need to be, then you can attempt to innovate and attempt to make change and all that other good
Absolutely.
stuff.
And it's like I take pride in thinking that I'm good enough to where I can do that too. I can make the adjustments.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
I can adjust to where I don't have to force feed everything that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? On a beat to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know how to pull back, and like you said, you know what I'm saying, just incorporate certain things to where it's like if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The peers know. They know what's up. You know what I'm saying? And then if the record, and at the end of the day, the record's dope, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. If the record at the end of the day is fire, then I'm content. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Since we're-
And that's another reason too. I mean, shoot, another good example of Pharrell and Timbo. Like they have hit records with just drums, no melodies.
Yeah.
Grinding, you know what I'm saying? I mean, these are just
I was actually
You know, so-
brainstorming that too, the other day. Like, if we were to take that mythology and apply it to trap or drill, how would that work? How do we get that Pharrell and Timbo feel when they only did drums, but not lose the trap essence? You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like a break beat type of trap beat, but there's no 808.
well, yeah,
It's
well,
just
it
the
would
kick
sound
is
it would
just
sound like
knocking.
it would sound like some of my Holster, low key.
You know what I'm saying? That's where innovation and creativity comes in. It can be done. One, it's just how you're gonna do it, how you're gonna compose it, and two, how do you
The record at that point, the record has a lot to do with it. Like a record has a lot to be able to portray that simple, innovative beat with nothing in it, the record itself has to go ahead and knock. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
It's like it has to be something where it's like, okay, everybody get it. Everybody gets it now. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I agree.
Even Pusha was like, I didn't get grinding. I didn't get the beat. But like Pharrell was like, nah, just trust me, just hop on. And then when they hopped on it, and then the rest is history.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I think that had a lot to do with Pharrell because I think
Yeah, it was. Pharrell was
as
like,
a
nah, like,
producer.
just trust me.
Yeah, as a producer, and producers back then, not just from a composition standpoint, but from a song, I would say finding the song
Songwriter overall
cadence
Yeah.
perspective.
Yep.
There's, the producers today are nothing like them, right? Because at the end of like your Kanye's, your Pharrell's, your Timbos, they're not just going to make the beat. They're going to give you an idea of what the cadence should be or what the hook should be. So it makes it easier for the artist to write the verse or whatever the case is. I guarantee you when he did grinding for Pusha, and when Pusha wasn't feeling it, he probably hit him with the hook, and then that just the light bulb just went off in his head, and he just started writing to the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
or just gave him like cadence ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what makes Kanye, stand kind of in a league of his own, because he not only produced Graduation, he wrote his own stuff to Graduation. No one's gonna know the cadence to a beat better than the producer, especially if the producer's a rapper.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And that's why I'm a strong believer in every producer having at least one main artist that they work with directly that not only writes their own stuff, but that can also take cadence suggestions and songwriting. You know
for sure. Now that's huge.
You know
yes, that is huge. Because look, like the Timbo Missy, like, nobody else would have been able to translate Timbo beats like Missy.
Yeah.
Like nobody was going really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that combination, that might be one of hip hop's best combinations of all time.
That's a fact.
As far as artist producer.
That's a fact. And
you know what I'm saying?
I'd love to hear some of Missy. I probably ought to do research on that to see what beats she personally produced that I might have heard or didn't hear. I'd love to hear a production and how that resonated with Timbo, because you can easily tell if someone's been influenced by someone. She was just sort of
like just giving him like, well, yeah, like Missy would be like, yo, like I need something. All right, let's do it. Let's make it innovative. Let's go crazy, but make it fun. Or like, let's go with this tempo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let's go with this tempo and let's go with this type of pattern and make it fun. You know what I'm saying? And then shoot.
I would have loved to know the conversation they had or the session they had when they did 1 Minute Man with Missy and Ludacris. I would have loved to hear that conversation. Like just be in the studio with them when they created the beat and came up with the lyrics. Like
because Missy probably had that melody and that idea already, and then like Timbo heard it, was like, oh yeah. I got you.
Yeah, for sure. But man, as far as the Kyle beat situation, man, again, salute to Kyle, but that plugin, no go, bro. You need to recall it all, clean it up, make it better, and make it less, the size is just insane. Make it a smaller size plugin and remove that subscription shit. Make it affordable for these kids that are supporting you. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to be a gazillionaire before you hit, 30 off the backs of these kids, man. That's not cool at all, man. Have a little bit of integrity. You seem like you have a lot of integrity, but that ain't it, man.
He seems like a cool. It seems like a cool guy.
He seems very down to earth.
He seems like really cool. Yeah.
But now
But let's just bring something that's gonna bring something to the music too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You
like
put out
actually
a product
bring something that's gonna help.
Yeah, you put out a product like this, people are gonna start questioning your integrity and then start comparing you with people like Unison and all that other good stuff. You don't want that, man. You know what I'm saying? So
for real.
But yeah, so that's the Kyle Beats Sandbox plugin. All my Logic users, don't you dare cop that.
Oh yeah, no, we already got that. We already got that inbox.
You got that inbox via Alchemy, or if you just want to build your own strip that does all that, you can get the plugins to do it.
Yeah, chord generator right there in the MIDI effects.
Yeah, for sure.
Boom.
For sure. All right, so the second video, and we're not going to watch the whole thing. I have it queued up to where it needs to be. Have you seen this interview?
Yeah, not all of it straight through, but I know I've watched a lot of different parts of it.
Okay.
And I heard when he
Okay. All right. Don't blow it up yet. Don't blow it up. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Again.
Sure.
Salute to Timbo. He already know he goated.
Yeah, he didn't go. Come on.
He's one of my favorite producers. He stands in a league of his
Absolutely.
own as well. But I'm gonna play some stuff from this interview. Two things that are gonna come up in this clip that I was happy about and I was super disappointed about, and I'll explain why. Oh, hold up, I gotta change the output. All right.
You could Ableton is like, it remind me of ASR, MPC. It remind me of all that type shit. I just started learning. That's what made me get into technology. I'm like,
Can you hear it?
All this shit,
Yep, I can.
and it sounds good. I'm pulling up keyboards and drums. I'm like, it's fine. They finally got it right. Because I remember when it first was starting the garage band, I was like, this ain't it. And then I just said, I gave up.
All right, let me stop it right there. So
TV, I think they gonna show TV about to get a DM.
Yeah. So I had to pause it at that point because I thought I heard what I heard, but I had to bring it back to play it again. So he started attacking GarageBand for no apparent reason. Apparently,
Right.
he had a Mac and he used GarageBand and he had issues with it. All right, cool. So that's strike one.
You supposed to go Logic though, brother.
Yeah.
First of all.
So that's it was probably way back before Logic was even acquired, I think.
Probably 8 or something like
probably,
8.
Yeah, something like that.
Before 9.
Yeah. So all right. So let's see.
9 was still hitting.
Yeah, it was still hitting. Yeah, that's a fact.
Up on it. That's why I just stopped. I stopped. I stopped that.
Bro, you never got into Fruity Loops, FL?
No, when that shit snuck up on me, she came up on me like a storm in the night. Boy, I said, wait a minute. And when I heard it, I'm like, ooh. But then I ain't know all that computer shit. I'm like, oh, I look illiterate. Like, I don't know what the hell going on. Because I'm so used to feel. I'm like, man, I don't know how that was, man. I felt like boo-boo the food. So I said, let me learn the hardest thing. That was Ableton. But I know they say you could do I can make Ableton feel like an ASR. See, I couldn't do that with no Fruity Loop.
So keep in mind, he just said that he decided he's so used to being hands-on that when he saw FL, he was like, all right, bet. In order for me to start getting into this wave of computer DAWs and all that stuff, let me learn the hardest DAW that's out to be literate. That'll make things easier for me to learn any other DAW if I need to. All right, so just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Right. Then he went to Ableton.
I'm gonna start trying that. I love that shit. That shit got a sonic to it, but I like Ableton too because Ableton got that pop, clean thing that thing that made me feel like when I did Justin Timberlake. You know what I'm saying? It got a.
Oh, it does. He's not lying. Ableton does sound good.
No, I'm not taking anything away from Ableton. Ableton, if we didn't get Logic, Ableton was going to be
I would be on Ableton. Yeah,
but when
absolutely.
As a matter of fact, when I bought my M Audio, right, my M Audio MIDI controller, it came with a light version of Ableton. I tried it.
Yeah.
The user interface was just too much of an eyesore for me. I just couldn't deal with the way it looked. It just looked so DOS based. It looked so spreadsheet based. I just was like, nah, I'm good. I tried a light version of FL for a little bit. And then when me and my brother talked about it, we were like, you know what? Logic is probably the best way to go because it's proprietary to Apple. So you're going to only get the maximum performance from a software that's built, that's made for the hardware. You know what I'm saying?
Once I heard the sounds in Logic, I said, "Oh no, this is it." Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That was it for me. Like once I heard, in comparison to like what the synths and everything that was available to Fruity Loops, I was like, "Oh no,
yeah,
this is crazy."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was like Contact. It already had like Contact, like power, like Contact type of sounds and everything that were like real high quality.
Yeah, we had our top 3 DAWs when we started Rome's World and we had to make a decision on a DAW. We both had Macs. The top 3 options were Logic, Ableton, or FL. I think the reason why we didn't go FL is because we've always been the type of cats like we don't want to follow the crowd. You know what I'm saying? We leaders at the end of
Right,
the day.
exactly.
We don't want to do what
Yeah,
everyone else is
exactly.
doing. So if everyone
Exactly.
is using FL, then we're not going to go with FL. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
that route. Is that off top?
So
Off top.
we immediately dropped that off the list, not because it wasn't a good dog, but because everyone was already using it, and we didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
either between Ableton and Logic. When we used Ableton, it was, for me, it was just an eyesore, and he just didn't even be bothered with it. It didn't look friendly enough to jump in and get started.
Right.
So-
It wasn't welcoming.
So when we went to Logic, as a matter of fact, I think we started using GarageBand first, and we loved the interface. We said, all right, we're going to pull the trigger on Logic, and then that's what happened. But we could have easily been on Ableton. We could have easily been on FL, and not really knocking the other two DAWs, but we would have known the inside outs of those DAWs and repped it to the fullest, and you know, moved the way we're moving now with Logic Pro Global. And I say this because he's going to make a statement that really got me hot, and I'm going to explain to you why.
And now Fruity Loops made me feel like I could do a Missy, like the Missy type beats, but then it's like able to give it like that pop. What I do it like
feel
apologize
like
and shit like that, cleanness and what you can do.
So that's real. Like we really get different sounds out of different programs.
Yeah.
I be calling Logic commercial.
Logic only good for vocals.
Thank you.
Let me stop. First of all, shout out to TB. Shout out to DB. TB got to see me. TB definitely got to see me. You see how he gets set up out of shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. He brought it back to Logic, though.
Yeah, he stood up for that one. TB has something with Logic. I don't know what it is. I gotta, like I said, we want to give this man his flowers at the end of the day, because for me, he's
that's little bro always.
Yeah, he's done a lot to make me the producer that I am today, from doing the live streams and the critiques and all that stuff. So before I die, I gotta give this man his flowers. I gotta do an interview with him or something. Hopefully, when the channel grows a little bit bigger.
Absolutely.
But I feel like low key, he's always had a thing with with Logic. I don't know if it's because he had a bad experience with it, or he's intimidated by it, or I don't know what it is. It's a question I need to ask him on the side, not live, nothing like that. I need him to keep it a band with me and tell me, yo, what is your issue with Logic?
It don't have a channel rack. It don't have a channel rack, and the piano roll is not click producer friendly.
Yeah, why is it throughout all
that's probably
why is it throughout the interview you're lamping laid back like Dylan, and is the moment Timbo starts talking about Logic and how much he don't like Logic, you sit up in your chair ready to bang out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why is that?
Like, oh, nigga, because Logic, he brought it back to Logic. We don't even talk about Logic no more.
So that's a question I got, because he invited, he said whenever we down in ATL, tap in with him, right? So that's gonna be the first. I ain't gonna say what's up. He gonna see me and be like, yo, son, what is your issue?
What you got against Logic?
Yeah,
bro?
what is your deep rooted? If there's something, you either had a bad experience or something, because you low key got some deep rooted trauma.
Hey, no, I told you about that time I caught him where he had Logic loaded up on another computer.
When was this?
He had Logic loaded up. This was a while back. This is like maybe a year ago.
He had a Mac?
He had yes. He had Logic loaded up, and he had shared the wrong screen.
Wow.
But somebody in there had it. I don't know if it was if Alex Customs was over there, or if T Will had it loaded up. But they had it over there. They've been tapping in with Logic, and I don't know if they trying to crack the code or what, or they trying to just, you know what I'm saying, or what they trying to do. But yeah, he definitely has some history with Logic.
Yeah, he's got some deep rooted trauma with Logic. I need to know what it is. The man is sitting up straight, like his posture, like he's ready to like pull the stick out and start clapping in the air to salute the fact that he got issues with Logic. We'll find out what the deal is, but let me play the rest of this right quick. See what he's saying.
Hey, that's a real.
Myth be going.
That's an IG real.
All right, did you hear that? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
One more time. Let me give you that one more time.
Thank you. Hey, that's a real.
Myth be going.
That's an IG real.
So he threw you. I just caught that today.
Shout out to Dylan.
Shout out to Dylan, man. I just caught that today when I was trying to cue the video up for our live tonight. I didn't even realize he said your name because I was still pissed at what Timbo said, and then TB reacting to it. It got me hot. It got me real hot. Right? So I
the
think
controversial bros. There they go.
Let me see if Timbo says the rest of what I think he's gonna say.
Good for vocals. Only
Some
good.
people
Now,
be going
some
crazy
people-
in
it's-
Logic though. Heads go crazy.
I'm not
in
gonna
Logic.
say you got some geniuses out of there that could do it. I'm just not gonna accept it because it's just something about the dog that sound funny to me.
The workflow, I just couldn't really get into it.
Sound funny to me.
Like y'all people who making these dogs, don't you know I got the best ears in the world. That is a sappy ass dog.
All right, let me stop it right there. That right
What?
there. At that point, I stopped the interview. I don't even know what was discussed.
We're
after
talking
that.
about how dogs sound.
So let me first, before I even jump out the window here, all right, because you already know, our viewers already know this content is going to get spliced. It's going to TikTok, YouTube. It's going to every platform that I can find. So first off, again, I can't say it enough. Timbo, he birthed a lot of us, especially the ones of us that
Absolutely.
believe in
Absolutely.
stepping outside the box and creating something original and getting into your own lane, right? Like he's goated. He already knows that, and I would never take anything away from Timbo. With that being said,
Absolutely.
I thought that statement was extremely irresponsible, right? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm a 13-year-old producer, right? I have a MacBook. I have Logic. I love Producer Grind. I watch TB, and I love Timbo, right? I'm watching Timbaland say that Logic is trash. A DAW that I have, that I use, Timbo is saying that Logic is trash. So now I'm extremely impressionable at 13. Because I love Timbo
Right.
and I rock with him, guess what? Now
Right.
I'm going to go get rid of Logic that I paid $200 for, and I'm going to go buy Ableton, or I'm going to go buy FL. Because someone who doesn't use Logic, who hasn't even tapped into Logic and all its functionality,
Right.
who doesn't fully understand what Logic is capable of, is making a statement bashing the DAW. I think that's extremely
absolutely.
irresponsible from a producer standpoint. As a producer, as a goated producer, as a legend in the game, it should be said that it's not the car, it's the driver. All the DAWs have pros and cons, right?
Well, yeah, he said it. He did. He said there are some geniuses on Logic. You know what I'm saying?
He did, but then
He
he should
did
have.
right after that, but he said it was like, you know what I'm saying? It is like, you know, like calling it sad. No, has he heard some of the stuff that's been done in Logic? Come on, man.
He should have left it at that. Saying Logic is a sappy DAW, that's a testament to you not knowing the DAW, not using it enough to give it its fair share. You know what I'm saying? That's like me getting on Ableton for 5 minutes and saying, yo, this shit is garbage.
Right, exactly.
Like
right.
you haven't invested any real time in the DAW to make that kind of statement. And now you're on
Right.
you're on a huge platform where plenty of producers not only admire you, look up to you, but they use Logic, they use it religiously, and now they're potentially going to leave Logic because you said it's a sappy DAW and it's only good for vocals. I thought that was extremely irresponsible. I know
Absolutely.
what Logic can do, so he'll never hurt him or TB or anyone for that matter will never hurt me emotionally and make me feel some kind of way about the DAW that I rep.
Right.
I know what
Right,
Logic can do.
right. 'Cause
I've
we know what
proven
it is. Yeah, we
I've
know
proven
what it is. It's absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I
Absolutely.
wash up any age bracket. I've done it before. I'll do it in the future. It's not a problem.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk to him.
But I feel like as a
Talk to
legendary
him.
producer, and again, this takes nothing away from him. I just feel like his approach on that response could have been different. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Matter of
guarantee.
fact, nah, I ain't gonna jump out the window. I ain't gonna say that. Never mind.
Listen, 2023, I'm jumping out the window. I might tank the brand behind it. You know what I mean? A couple producers might spin the block. I just don't care because it's like Beatman says and TB says. Like if you're not built for this stream and you're not built for the raw truth, then you don't need to listen. Click off. Keep it
Absolutely.
pushing.
Yeah, that's
We're
real.
trying to tell you what it really is. And in my opinion, I think his approach was wrong. I think he was dead wrong for saying that Logic is a sappy DAW. Yeah, there are geniuses that can do it, but it just rubbed me. Nah, just say, yo, I've used it. I didn't like how it worked.
According to him, his only experience with it is
GarageBand. Yeah.
So he doesn't even have a full. And please don't. I mean, shoot. Let alone this latest update.
The
of Logic.
32-bit. Like I was just talking to Beatman about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really nothing in Logic that. Oh, okay, that's cap. The only problem with Logic, and I can see why so many people are on FL versus Logic. It's not a DAW. It's not an issue of functionality. Yes, Logic has way more functionality than FL. It's more robust. Stock plugins are fire. To me, it's a superior DAW from a DAW standpoint. But now look at it overall.
Do a full record.
Right? Now, with that being said, I'm that 13-year-old producer. I ain't got no job. I ain't got no money like that. I want to produce, but I can't afford a MacBook. I can afford $100, maybe $150 computer. My mom can get me that, at a pawn shop or something, right? And then she can spend $100 on a basic FL license, and then boom, I'm set. I can start cooking up. You know what I'm saying? My CPU might be a little flimsy, but I can still cook up, bounce out my sounds, out the VST, all that good stuff, right? So altogether, I spent maybe $200 to $250 to get started on my beat making career, right? Get my headphones and all that other good stuff.
Right.
The problem with Logic is that it's proprietary to Apple, so you have to have a Mac, right? And that 13-year-old producer, even if he goes to a pawn shop, he don't got $500 to get a MacBook or MacBook Air.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then on top of that, he has to spend $200 for the Logic. That's that's upwards of $700 just to get started.
You need a rack to get right.
Almost a band just to get right. So that's the real reason why FL is so popular, because it's a more affordable option. Not just because the DAW is a good DAW and it does slap, but at the end of the day, it's affordable. It's much more affordable for any age bracket. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. And it's friendly to the producer that is not as musically savvy. Yeah. But still want to express themselves musically. So I think now that I'll give FL props for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. FL are gonna give you, like, you don't have to be no guru, no music theory and none of that, or musician or anything like that to get on FL, and it, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't intimidate you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, I remember the first FL. I remember my homie down in Texas. Shout out CJ. My homie was like, he had showed me like, hey, he got that FL, because they was like giving out like free, where you can use it. You know what I'm saying? Like temporary, to where you can use it. Yeah, trial. And see what it's about. Yeah. So he sent me that, and like when and now I'm used to the Korg Triton. That's another reason. I mean, Timbo can attest to that too, because he's a Korg Triton. Oh, he's a poster boy for he's a poster boy for Korg. Yeah. So I would do all my sampling and everything in Triton. Yeah. I got records out right now that I would do everything. Like Triton was like my because I'm just used to hands on. Yeah. When I looked at that FL interface, I was like, what? Yeah, like I didn't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I have already started on musical instruments, on keyboards and things and sequences. Yeah, and so I was already used to that. So the whole like Timbaland said, like the whole computer world and all that, like it was it was intimidating. It's just so much on the screen. But I decided when I decided to do it, I went with Logic, and I am where I am now. Yeah. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning every day, but I am where I am now, is whereas I'm functional and I can get the sound that I want out of something, out of a DAW. Yeah. And if you had to do it in another DAW. As far as it sounded sappy, it is not sappy. Yeah, it's far from sappy, bro. It's far from sappy. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel, I mean, when he was talking about the geniuses, he's talking about you, he's talking about Isaac, those kind of producers. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out Isaac. Shout out Isaac, man. But I just feel like, if I'm a 13-year-old producer that looks up to you, loves your music, loves your production, and I admire producer grind, and I follow everything they do. I buy their drum kits, I do whatever, and then all of a sudden I hear that Logic is sappy, and that's not the preferred DAW, then I'm probably not gonna use it anymore. Get rid of my Mac and go get a basic computer, and an FL. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to be driven home that it is not the car, it is the driver. The driver. Point blank. Now that's period. Facts. Right? I use Logic, but my to do for 2023 is to learn FL and to learn Pro Tools, because Pro Tools from a mix and mastering standpoint in major studios is standard.
It's still the standard.
FL is the standard.
Logic is now lately.
Yeah.
But Pro Tools for sure.
Yeah. FL is the
Pro Tools for
FL is the standard for trap beats or whatever, especially when you want to collab.
Right.
The only reason why I'm learning FL is because I want to be able to be in a studio with, let's say, TB or T Will or whoever's using FL, and when we're collaborating, I can just sit down and do the hats, get up, they do something, I sit down, I do the drums, whatever. Not me do something in Logic and have to bounce it out into FL, and then they got to bounce it back to me and all that other good stuff.
Right.
I want to be versatile.
Oh, which brings me to that feature on Logic 10.7. 0.5, where you can open collab with Ableton.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's hard. That's alone.
That's crazy.
That alone.
That's about to go stupid.
That alone makes me want to find an Ableton producer to bring to the team.
I already got one. We locked in. I already got one.
Oh, it's a wrap.
I already got one.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Oh, we locked in. It's about to go dumb.
We're gonna have to put that on display for sure.
Yeah, it's about to go dumb. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? TV's definitely traumatized by Logic.
TB is gonna be TB. I'm not mad at TB at all. Like I said, that man deserves his flowers, and if anybody's gonna give it to him, I hope I'm the first one to do so. But his reaction is priceless. I mean, you see how he's lamped right now? The way he just stood up, posture straight. Chest out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I got what? Oh yeah, that's how you feel.
Yo, there's some there's something deeply rooted with him and Logic, and I need to know what that is. So we're gonna have to either go out there and find out, maybe call. I'd rather go out there and find out in person than hit him up.
Yeah, no, we gonna pull up. We gonna pull up.
But shout out to him, man. Again, shout out to Timbo, man.
Shout out.
I just don't agree with the response, but I definitely agree with what he said about Ableton.
But they said that the vocals sound best in that right before that though.
Yeah, but I mean we know that already. I mean, don't listen.
We're not even going vocals with on no FL at all.
I want to make it clear to all the viewers right now. Logic Pro Global represents Logic, Logic end users. For as far as we're concerned, from our perspective, Logic is our superior. It's a superior DAW to us because of what we can do with it, right? But at the end of the day, you might be a Studio One user, and you may feel like you know all the ins and outs to Studio One, to where you feel like Studio One is the superior DAW, right? At the end of the day, all these DAWs are good. They all do the same thing, but in different ways, and some do it better than others. You know what I'm saying? So to sit there and say that Ableton is the best DAW is cap. Ableton is not the best DAW out there. To say FL is the best DAW out there, that's cap. FL is not the best DAW. Even with saying Logic is the best DAW, as far as we're concerned, it is the best DAW. But to other people, that's cap.
That's cap. Yeah.
It's not the car, it's the driver.
It's the driver. That is big facts.
So
we're gonna convert all that to wave.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We can convert all that to wave files.
Because Beatman said it. Beatman said it best. Because everybody, when me and Spaz battled and I won the beat battle, and keep in mind, Spaz is like half my age, right? So
right.
There really shouldn't have been a reason for me to win against that generation, that age bracket. But he got his legs cut out from under him.
Spaz is goated.
And Spaz is goated. Spaz is not only goated. Spaz is not only goated. Keep in mind, I haven't seen or heard about Spaz in a good 2 years because I've been off the grid. So to not only get back with Spaz, but hear his production. He's still making his trap beats, but he's also he's slowly but surely deviating. He's exploring his horizon. He's exploring his creativity, and I'm hearing stuff from him that's completely outside of his realm. That's fire. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him 100%. But had Beatman not told the viewers in the chat that I was using Logic, everybody thought I used FL to make the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was like, yo, this is what he's doing in Logic. Imagine if he learned FL, which is easier to learn. It'd be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
it's him trying to say it's not the car, it's the driver. If you want to know the ins and people say you need to at least put 10,000 hours in your craft. My boy, I must have put hundreds of thousands of hours, not just being in the DAW, but going to YouTube videos about every possible thing with Logic, then going to FL videos, finding all the source in FL, and then going back to Logic to try to transpose that information to figure out, okay, they did this in FL, how can I do this in Logic type of deal?
Right.
I put in
all the way
hours.
down to the 32-bit scrolling and everything.
Yeah, I put in the hours.
Playlist.
I put in the hours so I can confidently talk about something and not worry about anybody telling me otherwise, because I ain't got no problem showing and proving it in the ring. You know what I'm saying? In a battle. You know what I'm saying?
Because what matters comes out through them speakers.
You know what I'm saying? So
at the end of the day.
So at the end of the day, man, it's not the car, it's the driver. I don't give a shit what you have, pardon my French. I don't care what DAW you're using. Understand the stock components of that DAW. Understand the ins and outs for the genre that you're doing before you jump into any plugins. Once you understand the fundamentals, throw those third-party plugins in if you want, and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And become the master of that DAW.
Make heat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about.
You know what I'm saying?
Make heat. You know what I'm saying? Make heat at the end of the day, no matter what you do. I got I got homies that cook up their beats in Pro Tools.
Yeah.
That's fire. Certified. You know what I'm saying?
Dangerous.
That's
That's dangerous actually, because Pro Tools is known to be a mix and mastering software. Although it has the components for you to compose music, primarily it's used
but it
to
was
mix
never
and master.
really known as no DAW to conduct beats in. It was always known as like you throw your beats in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and then mix in there. But no, that's one beat battles.
I think
when they used to be live.
I think I'm gonna have to add that to a segment if we don't already have that on the list. A DAW War segment where we find all the light versions of DAWs that we can find, and producers have to cook up with these light versions. So if you can't use the DAW that you currently use. So if you use FL, you can't
use the light version of what you use.
Yeah, you can't use the light version. You have to use anything but that DAW. So if you use FL, you have to use a light version of Logic, or you have to use a light version of Ableton, or something like that.
Yeah.
To
That'd be crazy.
to prove that it's not the car, it's the driver, type of deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that could be a segment that we can throw on the list and maybe push that out.
Yeah, you can even have it. You can have it to where you can pick your coach from the user of that DAW.
Yeah. So if you're using like a light version of FL, I can get Beatman to be my coach.
Right, to be the coach. Exactly.
If you're using a light version of Ableton,
you get through everything.
Yeah, if you're using a light version of Ableton, you can get Timbaland to be your coach, type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
That'd be cool.
That's gonna take a minute to put out. That's like Q4 of 2023, but it's definitely
right.
It's definitely a good idea.
But that'd be fire though.
Yeah, for sure. So again, man, shout out to TB and his reaction, man. But in the same breath, and I think he says it here. Let me play it real quick. Let me see.
Look, TV's a hater. TV.
So I think we passed it, but he shouted out, you know, TB definitely shouted out, you know, Dylan shouted you out, TB shouted TK out.
Shouted out Isaac. Yeah.
So that was dope. You know, TB's always for the people that support him. So he's always gonna shout out the cats he got love for and support and got talent. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was dope.
Absolutely.
The moment I heard Isaac name being brought up, I stopped the video, I screen recorded it, and then I pushed it to him via IG. I was like, yo, you need to tap in with TB and Timbo because they looking for you, type of deal. And I was happy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he Logic
man, that's super dope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All day.
And he's a testament to that. It's not the, well, actually, he's a testament to the superior DAW, because only Logic has the accessibility function where a blind man can actually cook up and wash most of y'all producers.
Bingo!
You know what I'm saying?
Surprise!
So
bingo!
So we want to talk about superior DAWs. Ain't no other DAW has that handicap accessibility function where the DAW talks to you because you can't see what's on the screen. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Bingo! There it is.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
There it is.
All right, so the last thing, I think this is a good one to end off the stream with. FL finally got their update. So FL 21 came out about a week or two ago.
I already know they bit.
All right, and when it came into my feed, I ignored it, right? But something told me, let me just click on it to see, because I think FL 20, they had an update that was similar to the step sequencer, where you can adjust the volume of each box and all that stuff.
Yeah,
they had something similar in the channel rack. I never really explored it and looked at any videos on it, but I saw it once and I was like, okay. I mean, it's fair game at the end of the day. Logic is taking stuff from FL. FL is taking stuff from Logic. But this update is a straight carjacking, my G. Straight
I know they bit crazy.
Step out the V, we taking it. All right,
straight up.
And you're gonna see why. So I'm gonna let this play.
Scheme is super inspiring. If you go to view, they now have an option.
The color is dope.
View, I'm going off top of my notes. If you go to options, and go to theme settings, you could actually choose between your themes, and you can make your own custom themes as well. So I had a custom one from when they had the beta.
So that's hard. Logic, we got to use LPX Colorizer.
We need that, yeah.
Shout out to Creation Knots, man, because LPX Colorizer for me is a game changer. But
you be flexing that crazy too.
Absolutely. But it's just a matter of time before Logic crosses that bridge and integrates that into their system.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, for sure.
Out. So this is the one you see all the meters are like pink and purple. You know, the step sequencer looks different. They have dark orange, which looks pretty like old school FL/Reason kind of. Then you have dark, which is just plain out hacker mode. Then you have this only serial killers.
Yeah, it's
want
like
their
a
FL Studio background to be white. So if you see anybody using a white background for FL, they're probably going to be.
That's like Logic 9.
Right here, we're going to open up all this stuff. You see it's super white. I don't even know what it looks like if you click in the things. Let me see. How do you even know if you're clicking in rhythms? That is so interesting. Whoever made that, shout out to you. So they have white versions, they have dark versions. My favorite though is called Ultra Green. This thing is just
that's hard.
Navy SEAL.
I might have to make one.
I'm
gonna have to make one in LPX.
100% right here. This is Modern Warfare 2 skin right here, in my opinion. This one is the one. So shout out to the GOAT who made this. I'm not sure who made it, but shout out to you. Okay, so let's go to the browser. This is the next area where they've updated a lot of different things. So for example, you guys, if you don't have the Lunch 77 drums, you should have it. Since I just opened up FL 21, I don't have all my folders lined up yet. So we'll just go to the default packs real quick and go to Legacy.
So hold up. So when a FL user does an update, it doesn't automatically just update the existing with the new features. It's a completely new install. Because what he's saying is that he installed 21, but all the kits and everything that were linked to his original FL are gone, and he has to remap everything.
Really?
That's what he's saying. I don't see why he would. Yeah, I don't see why he would.
No, I don't see why he would need to, because they would be in the same place on his computer.
He's saying
and
he's saying that he didn't map everything back into this new version. So with Logic, you just do the update.
He's using a Mac though right now.
How you know?
That's probably why.
How do you know?
Look at it. Upper left hand corner.
Oh shoot, that's right. Oh yeah, the 3 dots. You're right. Okay. So maybe he has. I don't know. It's weird. That's just.
Now notice
he probably doesn't have it in his Mac. He probably doesn't have
there's no
stuff
color
in his Mac
assignment per folder with this theme. So everything used to be different colors before. Now it's all one monochromatic color. It looks like. So now what you can do is, let's say you have a drum pack, and I wish I had mine loaded up. What you could do is now add tags. So let's say you love this kick right here.
Let me stop it right there. What do you notice here? Why can't I get this damn thing out of the way?
They're playing the wave right there.
You see the wave at the bottom?
The wave.
What does that look like to you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shout out to the Superior DAW.
Shout out to the Superior DAW. They had to carjack the wave screen and put it underneath their browser, just like we have on ours. So for you Logic users that aren't familiar with the browser pops up on our right-hand side versus their left-hand side, and we always had the ability to view the waveform that we're selecting. So if we clicked on an 808, we could see the 808 waveform at the bottom. FL never had that up until this update, so keep that in mind. So that's Carjack number 1.
There's 2 ways you can like separate it from everything. You could add the star, which is right here, and if you click on this star, it will go to a certain tab called the starred folder. Okay, and in here you could preview it with the play button. They now have a preview option in the browser, which is really cool.
We could always save our favorites.
Yeah. Let me see. I
just never done it.
That's why I stopped it. So my template is bookmarked. So I have my sample folder, my drum kit folder, my sound library, my tags. Everything is bookmarked. So when I open the project and I open the browser, everything is there. If I navigate away from it, just click on the bookmark, and it takes me right back to those folders.
Right back to it. Yeah.
So again, it's a Carjack. We've had it since the beginning of Logic 10. I don't know about 9, but we've had it since the beginning of Logic 10.
And then 10 for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's Carjack number 2.
Or instead of adding it to your starred folder, you could right click and do what's called a tag. So we're gonna add a tag. And let's call this.
Oh, we got that too.
Delete this tag later. Hit enter or hit the check mark. And then what you could do is at the bottom, there's a little tags icon. This is all your tags in the entire browser. So it goes through all your folders and all the stuff that you label with a tag. And if I click on any of these, it will show me what I have labeled under that tag. And I can highlight multiple tags. So I'm going to go to the one called delete, and it will solo whatever I have tagged as delete. And then I can go in, I can remove a tag. I can edit the tags, get rid of tags. You do a lot of cool things.
All right. So Carjack 3 this Carjack 3 is referencing Apple Loops. So with Logic, you can take WAV files, you can take MIDIs, you can take what you can't do is patterns, the step sequencer patterns. So I'm sure they'll do that later on down the road. You can take WAV and MIDI forms, and instead of saving it to a folder, you can save it to the Apple library. That's the equivalent of a tag.
You can, yep.
So let's say if I name the MIDI pattern Hades, and I drop it into the Apple Loops, if I type in Hades in the search field, anything with the label Hades on it is going to show up, whether it's a MIDI or
pop up.
Yeah. So that's Carjack. Yep. That's Carjack number 3.
Let's delete that tag.
Yeah, they cooking.
You can right click and even delete an entire tag like that to get rid of all those pre-sorted things. So what that allows you to do, like how do you use it? If you're making drum kits and you want to store a bunch of sounds as you find them, if you're a sound designer, you need to separate stuff into different velocities or different keys or whatever. If you're making a loop pack, you need to organize stuff. You might be going through a lot of different folders. That's how you do it very easily using the tagging system. Also, you can now, let me see if I can find a loop. Again, I'm so fresh to this. You can now see the loop in the browser, whereas before you couldn't do this. And I think it will play. Might be wrong about playing with the tempo. However, you could at least see it and turn up the volume. And I wish I had a sample loaded up. Again, guys, this is all fresh. I'm literally coming back from the gym. I think it now plays the entire sample, whereas before it would only play like 3 seconds of a sample. I think it now plays the entire sample. Okay, and it seems to follow the song playhead as well. So that's the browser in a nutshell. Pretty much the same stuff, but the upgrade right there. The next thing is, if you didn't notice, again, themes. You can go to options, go to themes, and now you can create your own theme. This is the default, and you could go change stuff. So I could change the saturation, the brightness, and that's those serial killers, turn their brightness all the way up. You could go completely blacked out mode, Nick Mirror mode. Shout out to Nick Mirror. You could go turn your contrast up. Let me see what else we have. Text. I don't even know. Oh, this is whitening the text. You can change it in this video, but you guys already saw me make a beat in my other FL21 video. I'll link that below. I really just wanted to spread the good news that it's officially out, and you guys can click the link below if you guys want to win a free copy of.
Nah, where is it?
Okay, Studio on deck. Left click the little dot. The first person to do it. Actually, the first person to do that might get the second version of FL Studio 21.
Watch
so now when you record, you can just left click the little dot at the bottom and turn up your audio. And what this allows you to do, if you're used to recording,
my god!
And you,
let me stop it right there.
Oh my god!
Carjack.
No, that's straight biting. That's straight up copying.
This lets me know that the developers literally looked at the update, the recent update for Logic.
Of Logic, yeah.
And then not only looked at what we updated in Logic, but they also took a gang of other things that they felt like from the other updates they could benefit on FL.
Yep.
This function just got updated in Logic where instead of going into the inspector on the left-hand side
for the
to
game,
rate the game,
right.
you now do it on the region itself. We had this first.
A game tool.
Yeah, we had this first. No questions asked. This one,
I use it because I used that right away.
Yeah,
as soon as the update happened.
I'm okay with FL taking stuff from Logic if it's stuff, that's we've already had for almost a decade, right? I'm not okay with them taking stuff that we just put out.
No, they made that adjustment immediately. Like they made that adjustment within a week.
We just got that, and then they just carjacked it and put it on their software. Like that's insane. But it gets better. It gets better. That's carjack number 4.
You record something real quiet by accident, you could turn up the volume and
and I think this is the last one, and this last one, I think this one is really gonna get under your skin.
Double match it with everything else. So this is a gain knob right here in the audio clip. So you don't have to double click, go in here, turn it up, listen, try to see if it's loud enough. You don't have to do all that anymore. You can just left click, drag the volume up, and adjust it that way. Also, they have a new auto crossfade feature. So if you have 2 recordings and you want to blend them together and make sure they don't overlap each other, you could just drag.
That look familiar?
That's been there forever.
That's the overlay.
They just now getting that. I thought they already had that.
They're just now getting that. Look what else they got.
Them on top of each other like this. They also have a new fade parameter. So on the edges of audio, you can actually fade it in and out to get rid of clicks and weird kind of endings to your samples you guys would have. Like weird clicks and pops. You can now go in and actually adjust that right in the audio clip. So recording is becoming a little bit easier.
Disrespectful.
That's wild disrespectful. That's wild disrespectful. That's wild disrespectful.
No, you cannot. Especially, that's like the sauce. So wow, that's super disrespectful.
So right now, I'm trying to put myself in the room with the developers of FL, and trying to envision what the approach was when it came down to figuring out what we need to update for FL. So
they listen. They listen to people that use other specific DAWs.
You think
for
so?
Sure.
So other people said, "Yo, FL needs a fade function, and FL needs a cross overlay function." Or did they sit down with someone who uses Logic and dissect that platform from the inside out?
Well, it could have been both. It could have been both. I mean, they've had access.
Is it out of spite because we created Step Sequencer off their channel rack?
Well, no, it's probably just out of. I mean, it's probably overall based on them just trying to just get everything. It's like it's friendly competition, but it's just about overall just getting.
Because let's
keep the stuff that other DAWs got that they don't have.
Let's keep it a buck. An update is only worth it if people are using it. As far as I'm concerned, the majority of FL users haven't even gone past FL 10 or 11.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
All these updates for FL that come out.
That FL 10 and 11 is the ones. Like they wasn't trying to rock with FL 20.
So what really is the point of these updates? What is the point of these updates, and where are you getting these updates from? Clearly, you're getting it from a specific.
They want to be like the superior DAW. Period.
Well, apparently,
just like when next update, if Logic and enhances this piano roll, then we know.
Yo, gang, if Logic turns the piano roll into the FL piano roll, it's a wrap. I don't care what anyone says.
It's over.
I will take my comment back. The statement that I said earlier that all DAWs are equal and every DAW has its pros and cons, kill that noise. Logic is officially the superior DAW. I don't care what anybody says. And if you got a problem with it, come see me. Come see me.
And they're going to, see, and here's what's crazy. They're on, that's FL 21. We're just on 10.7.5. So we're not even on 10.8, 10.9, and ultimately Logic 11. Mm-hmm. We're not even there yet.
Yeah.
So it's about to go stupid. Like this, 2023 is probably gonna go real stupid for Logic.
I think the biggest update.
But then Busy Works is like if you want to have those weird endings to your samples and stuff. Oh, he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows.
I wish. And again, shout out to Busy, right?
But, yeah, shout out to Busy, man. That's the homie.
But I'm a character, right? And I say I'm a character because I'm sometimes I'm a little too blunt, but I just don't care, right? I'm the type, if I was in Busy shoes, I'd have been like, yeah, we got this fade tool. Shout out to Logic users and all that stuff because
exactly, because that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna put it all out on the table. I'm not gonna make it seem like, they innovated the fucking fade. No, they didn't. We did. Maybe actually, let me.
But look how you get to it and how you use it. Like it's like the same thing. You hover over the right hand corner, like yo.
I really feel like someone.
You hover over the corners, like
someone at their facility sat down with a copy of Logic and ran through it with a fine-tooth comb, and saw all of these different things that they could reasonably add it to the update. Because from a development standpoint, like when he said he said something earlier that he thought the update did, but it didn't. It takes a lot of writing, a lot of coding to get these functions into a software like this, right? And ultimately, it has to be feasible for the update to not only be uploaded for everyone to download, but everyone has to be able to download it without it, crashing the CPU. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of their workflow, like while it is a straight carjack of the fade tool, they went the same route that Logic did because it's a cleaner approach versus clicking here and there to get this thing to work. You just you just left click.
Oh yeah, right. It works. Right. It's efficient. Yeah.
It takes less CPU to do it. Trust me when I tell you, if FL had the Apple money behind them to do massive updates, they probably go ham the way we go ham. You know what I'm saying? But they don't. They're a smaller company. So the interface is not going to look as pretty as Logic. The functionality is not going to be as robust as Logic. But when they get the chance to do a tweak here and there and add something, they're going to add it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like carjacking something we've had for years is one thing. Carjacking something that we just fucking got, that's a low blow. You know what I'm saying? We didn't build the step sequencer after you put the channel rack out a year before. The channel rack's been a part of FL for almost a decade. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. When I saw that, the moment I saw the fade tool, like the game thing got me. When I saw the fade, I said, Myth gonna be tight.
Myth the fade tool, that's like blatant.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's blatant.
That's wild.
Super disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? The gloves are off. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they know the superiority though.
Yeah, we're not tripping.
Now that's what I'm saying. Now if Logic go ahead and make that piano roll and then that audio manipulation it's over.
It's a dub because
done.
the biggest
nothing you could do.
The biggest update that I personally want, and I feel like they heard me. On God, I feel like they heard me, because after we watched Homeboy, that dude's video, he shall remain nameless. We watched all his video where he was bashing Logic for not being 32-bit and all that
32-bit,
stuff. I felt like, because we use Apple. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I feel like Apple, some way, somehow, is monitoring my computer and listening to what I'm talking about, looking at all the pornography that I'm looking at and all that other good stuff and the sites that I go to. You know what I'm saying? And they heard me say, yo, Logic, I don't want anything for Christmas except 32-bit compatibility. That's it. That's all I want. That's the biggest thing you can give me. And lo and behold, in the update, they gave it to me. What's left?
They sure did.
What's left? I don't care if they don't. I don't care if they continue to make Logic proprietary. Listen, start off with FL. Respect the superiority until you can afford to get a Mac and get Logic. Use FL. We're not knocking FL. We know plenty of producers who rock on FL. But the moment you get your bread up,
FL is winning right now.
Yeah. But the moment you get your bread up, come over to Logic, because you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The moment
get some of this superiority.
I feel, what are we on? We're on 10.7.5. I feel
10.7.5,
I feel
yeah.
like the piano roll, I can wait for it. Like you gave me 32-bit, I can wait for it. I feel like the piano roll should be like a Logic 11 rollout. That's what I feel like. That and that would I think that would take at least. Actually, that would take a little bit. It would take a minute for Logic 11 to come out, but I'd be willing to wait for that because I'm good with the piano
So
roll.
Logic 11, you're thinking what? 2024? Logic 11.
What was the last
2024?
The last time we got before 10.7.5, we got the Dolby
So we got
Atmos update.
10.7.
We got the Dolby Atmos. So that was 10.7.4, and I think that was around the time we started LPG. So somewhere around January-ish. So I want to say every quarter they put out an update. So 10.7.5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so that would be 3. So that would be 3 levels. So 7, 5, 6, 7,
We're
8.
looking at maybe 2
9,
years.
10, and then you would get 10.8. Yeah, so 2025.
Yeah, 2025. I'd be willing to wait for that.
An official Logic 11.
Yeah.
Well, no. Just do. Well, shoot, I would do 10.8. I would do 10.8. 10.7. 10.8, and have that be where the piano roll.
I mean, I can't. I mean, I say that I can wait because after that, for me, I can't really anticipate or think of anything else that I personally need Logic to do. It's just, it's perfect for me at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't think of anything else they can throw in there to make it even more superior. Of course, they're going to outdo themselves and put something in there that's going to blow your mind. Like the Dolby Atmos,
you know what would be dope?
Huh?
I know, me neither. But you know what would be dope? To where you can individualize your glides like you can in FL.
Yeah, you
upwards
mentioned that.
Or downwards in the time.
Yeah,
now,
you
that
did
would be
mention
dope.
That. Yeah, you did mention that. Yeah, that you can do in FL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be
so you
dope.
can basically, and it's real easy. It's real easy because you could just click.
Yeah.
You know, you could just click the thing instead of having it set on your sampler or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like having the glide and everything set on your sampler, you can have it to where you can have it set on the MIDI within the piano roll.
Yeah.
And you could do it upwards, downwards, and the amount of time for each note.
That's hard.
So you can get real intricate. Real intricate with it. They should do that.
Oh man, your joints, because you the slide king, man. You already go stupid as is. Imagine if they put that function in there. It's a wrap, bro.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be
That's
it'll be crazy. Like whole patterns will just be. Create whole patterns and grooves out of slides.
Yeah, off the top of my head,
off
the top of my head, I really can't think of any. I'm happy with how everything functions. Like I can't really think of anything else.
And I'm actually cool. I'm actually okay. I'm okay with the piano roll too. Like I'm good with it. Like, I'm used to it. Like I'm at this point. Like, I'm used to it. Like at this point, I'm used to it. Like at this point, I'm used to it. Like at this point, I'm used. Man, things are coming along. And I still didn't get a chance to go through all the new sounds. They added some new sounds.
I haven't either, but I'm like I told you earlier, I got to get through that.
I went through like
drive.
a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went through a couple, and they're hard. Like,
once I get through that hard drive, I want to say I have maybe somewhere between 60 and 100 more beats. After I get through that hard drive, I clean up those beats. What's great now is that I'm at a point on the hard drive where I'm no longer dealing with the bad mixes and the old stuff. I'm dealing with stuff from like last year to this year, which is built off of the template where everything is already gain staged. The mastering chain is on point. So it's really just giving it a once over, making sure that
format or whatever.
LUFS is on point and everything. So I'm really just playing it once, bouncing it out, and doing what I got to do. So it's going to take me a quarter of the time that it did to do the stuff from 2020 or whatever. But once I'm done with that drive and everything is scheduled, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going through the sound library. Specifically, I'm going through the drum library, and I'm going to start using
dope.
I'm going to start messing around with the drum synth, the string synth, the string plugin, the drum plugin. where you can make your own kicks, your own snares, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start entertaining the idea of doing away with the drum kits that we normally use. I don't know what I was watching.
Start using our own within the.
I don't know what I was watching the other day, and I ended up calling my brother to talk to him about it. Like, Fernudo. All right, so Fernudo. Shout out to Fernudo.
Shout out Fernudo.
Fernudo went on IG Live. And me personally, I don't really be looking out for people on IG. I just have the account just for the Rome's World or whatever. But I noticed that he came on. I was like, yo, I haven't seen Fernudo or heard the name in a hot minute. So I clicked on it to see what was good. And, you know, he was cooking up or whatever. He was waiting for Loops to come in. And I was like, yo, what's good, gang? When you bid, et cetera, et cetera. And I told him, I kept it a band. I said, yo, Whip It Up. The Whip It Up kit in Zone 6, by far, one of the best. Still holds till this day.
Still to this day.
I still use some of those drums in those kits.
I did too. I went back like, yo, like these are still hitting.
Yeah, them still hitting. He was like, yo, salute to you. I really, really appreciate it. But then after I closed the IG, I was like, you know something? Everyone is using the same drums. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is using the same spins. Everyone is using the same Lex Luger clap or snare or whatever the case is. And again, it goes back to monotony. And with what we're trying to do with Logic Pro Global long term, I feel like it's time to change the game, right? I'm not trying to take a bag from anyone, from Producer Grind, from your Bricks or whoever makes drum kits and sells them. I'm not trying to take a bag from anyone. But I'm not going to sugarcoat this shit either, right? You don't need to buy the latest drum kit every time a drum kit comes out, right?
Right.
And we're going to prove that with Logic, right? My end game is to have our viewers, the people that support us, the people that follow us, the people that tap into us, to get official gems and get that sauce and build their expertise and build their craft. I want to be able to show them that you don't need 1,000,001 drum kits, especially 1,000,001 drum kits that other people are using. I think it was a combination of Fernudo and the Timbaland situation, because Timbo, as well as a lot of the other producers from back in the day, they didn't have drum kits. They had to go get their drums. Alchemist had to go through old records to get their kits, to get their snares and all that stuff, and then process it and make it.
Shout out to Jay Dilla.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jay Dilla. Shout out to Alchemist. Shout out to Eric Sermon. Shout out to all those producers that didn't have drum kits to buy. They had to make their own kicks and snares.
They would deliberately leave the drums open for you to snatch.
Exactly.
Too, because they knew, like you can't get this nowhere. This custom.
Exactly.
So here you go. Like, here's a gift.
Exactly. So I feel like I've gotten to a point in my learning of not just composition but mixing and mastering, to where I'm starting to get a little tired of using the drum kits. I'm getting bored. It's easy to just go straight to the 808 spins. It's easy to go to the Zay. It's easy to go to the Lex Luger clap. It's boring to me. I don't feel challenged anymore.
Time for some new sounds.
I need to
because when the sounds change, the sound can change too.
Exactly. And it keeps me in a creative mindset when I'm not using the same exact sound. I'm actually creating my own kick. I'm actually creating my own 808. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I want to complicate my life. In not so many words. That's really what I'm saying. I want to complicate my life.
No,
further.
we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Matter of fact, we'll come up with a kit to where we'll process all the some of the drum sounds in Logic and process them our way, and have it put that kit out.
Facts. As a matter of fact, I thought of you today. Remember A. Marie's One Thing?
Yep.
It's just one thing. I want to admit it.
Yep.
The drum.
Shout out to Rich Harrison.
For whatever reason, I woke up and I usually turn on. I check my email, and then I turn on YouTube just to see something motivational or whatever the case is. And then A. Marie was on my feed, so I play it. And I forgot how slapping those drums are, and they're like organic drums.
Yeah, those are real. Yeah, those are breaks. Those are chopped breaks.
But just the way it hits. The moment I heard, I was like, yo,
Crazy.
I'm thinking of Jay Myth. And I got to sit down with Myth and kind of get his perspective on how, not only how these drums, this drum sound was made, but how I can incorporate it. Because remember, I'm template king, right? I got my standard placement template. I got my drill template. I got my reggaeton template. I have another template. I have a template that I made when I made those templates that are not just all stock plugins, but it has, instead of using Alchemy for the drums, I have the drum synth plugin.
Yeah,
I haven't used that template yet. I'm waiting for the right time to use it. But long story short, what I'm trying to say is that I no longer want to use drum kits. When I'm done with this hard drive, of course, I got to get back into the groove of making beats. My beats are going to be horrible. I got to get back into the groove, get my bounce back and all that stuff, get back in my bag. Once I'm back in my bag and it becomes a steady thing week by week, now I'm going to tap into this resource, this drum synth and Alchemy. Because I have Alchemy, I can make my own 808s. I can make my own kits. I have the drum synth, I can make my own snares, kicks, hi-hats, and all that good stuff. And we got a gang of stock fire plugins to process these sounds and make our own, our own drum patterns and our own kicks and snares and all that other good stuff. So there's really no reason. If you're starting off, then yes, drum kits. Do you need every new drum kit that comes out? No. You just need to know how to mix and master your project.
And then you create your own and just save it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you have the bread to do it and you want to support, by all means, go ahead and do it. But do you need a drum kit every other week or the latest drum kit that's out? No, you don't. I'm sitting there looking at my Alchemy because all my drums are going through there, and I'm just looking at the list of all the drum kits that I have, which most of them have the same 808s, and it's just like, I just don't feel, as someone who prides himself on stepping away from the crowd and doing his own thing, I feel like I'm right in the mix of it all, and I don't want to feel like that because it takes away the drive of making music. For me,
and the creativity. You know what I'm saying? Stay creative and like having fun with it.
Yeah. So how do I remedy that? The only way to remedy that is stop using drum kits and start making your own. That's why somewhere around the first quarter of 2023, the first LPG Lite drum kit is gonna drop. I don't know what date it's gonna be.
Let's go.
But the first LPG Lite kit is gonna drop. It's going to have not only your basic wave, your wave kits, your MIDI kits, but it's going to have something that's exclusive to Logic users, which are step sequencer patterns, right? Full step sequencer patterns, as well as an Alchemy, a drum machine designer channel strip that's a summing bus. So in the summing bus, you'll have your kick, your snare, your clap, your hi-hats, your open hats, your perks, whatever, all in this summing stack. All in the summing stack. And that's the only way it's going to work with my step sequencer pattern files, right? So all you do is you follow the instructions, you load the strip, the summing stack into your project, and then you put the pattern folder with all the patterns into the directory that I point you to. And then from there, you just go into the step sequencer and you pick any of the random 808 patterns, hi-hat patterns, snare patterns, or if you just want to do something really quick, take a full step sequence pattern that has claps, hats already built into the pattern. You just click it and it's loaded.
Yeah.
Like that's far beyond dragging and dropping MIDI. You know what I'm saying? Because with MIDI, you got to do it for every lane. With the step sequencer, you just do it right there in that lane for everything. So
that's fire.
So and that's one of the other reasons why I think I need to start exploring sound designing my own drum kits. And it's not
absolutely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the beauty of it is it's being.
We got a couple of custom sounds in the holster already.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Ready to go.
That's a fact. But the beauty of it is these sound designers that use other platforms to sound design, they're using third-party plugins and all this other good stuff. The sound designing that we're going to do are going to be with all stock
in-house
plugins. All stock plugins, all in-house. And not only that, you're not only going to get all the stuff that we mentioned in the kit, but you're also going to get the channel strips that we use to make these kits. so you can go ahead
Absolutely.
and dive in and make your own stuff.
Yep.
LPG was not
Make some adjustments.
Yeah, LPG was not created to take your money unnecessarily. We're gonna charge you for stuff that we feel needs to be charged for because we're gonna put a lot of work and effort into it, right? But we're also gonna teach you how to fish as well. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
and it'll be right there the way you can customize your own flavor.
Exactly.
Right there.
Exactly.
Easily.
So again,
all in house.
Again, we're not trying to take a bag away from anyone. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to put emphasis on the fact that, you know, buy your drum. If you're new and you're not good with sound selection and all that, definitely buy a drum kit. A good drum. I think if you get like a high class drum kit or a Fenudo Zone 6 or Whip It Up or something like that.
Oh, hard. Yeah.
I think 3 drum kits are enough because 9 times out of 10 in those 3 drum kits, all 3 will have an 808
You'll have
space.
everything you need.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think 1 to 3 is enough. Buying a drum kit every time a new drum kit comes out, to me, is just a waste of money. And had I known that when I was younger, but earlier in the game, I probably wouldn't have done that. But for me, it was all about supporting. I would say 80% of my kits that I purchased are from Producer Grind. And I support them cats heavy. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's drum kits, mugs, hoodies, T-shirts, whatever. The moment they drop it, I'm copping it. But at some point, you got to say to yourself, okay, there's a fine line between supporting and just throwing money away. You don't need drum kits anymore.
Right.
You know what sound selection is. You know, you've got the information you needed. You got the quality sounds that you needed from them. Now it's time to move on and potentially create your own sound now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, again, I can't stress this enough. We're not bashing anyone who sells drum kits. Shout out to Producer Grind. Shout out to Illmind. He makes drum kits. Shout out to, whoever makes drum kits and sells them. By all means, keep doing your thing. Get that bag. For us, however, the stuff that we're going to be creating is stuff that, like creating the step sequencer patterns. I'm charging you for that. Well, you're going to get the light version for free. You're going to get a couple of those to try it out. But when it comes to that, we're going to charge you for that, right? Because it's not like we're giving you a drum synth, which is built into the system. We're giving you patterns that we created ourselves for you to enjoy.
Right.
But you're going to get the Alchemy channel strip with the summing stack and all the Alchemy settings and everything, so you can actually fish for yourself. We're not just going to give you the fish and charge you for the fish. We're going to give you the tools you need to fish for yourself at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, with that being
it's about
said,
to go crazy.
Yeah, it's going to go.
About to go down.
We got a lot of work to do, but 2023 is going to be a big year for LPG. We're going to try to grow as quickly as possible, get the loyal followers in, and give you guys the things you need to succeed at the end of the day, or at least get to our level. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Anything you want to add, Myth? Any topics? Anything you wanted to discuss?
No, man. Shoot, man. Just looking forward to 2023. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the gang. Shout out to the Logic Pro Global.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
Shout out to 90 Band. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detour. You know what I'm saying? Shout out West Good. Shout out PG. Shout out TB. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Dylan. Let's get it. 2023 is about to go stupid. Shout out Beatman. Shout out T-Will.
Big shout out to Beatman and his beat battle. He had a beat battle last week. Shout out to Ikari and Pink Hair Producer.
Ikari, yes sir.
They won.
Goat,
They won that beat battle. Shout out to 300, man. His birthday just passed as well. 300 Zimmer. I sent him a message on IG, man. I told him, yo, you'll always be.
I didn't know his birthday passed.
Yeah, I think his birthday was over the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what day it was.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Fast and Furious, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Score, you know what I'm saying? He got a couple of scores with Fast and Furious 10 and 11.
Who? 300?
300. 300. I don't know. That's an ongoing joke we got.
Oh,
you know
okay. I wouldn't be surprised. I
know, but he probably got a few of those for the next ones.
I sent him a message. I said, yo, you'll always be.
Hobbs and Shaw too.
I told him you'll always be 300 Zimmer to me, nephew. Happy birthday. Because I was rocking with him at 2-3 in the. As a matter of fact, I was waking up at 3:30 in the morning every day to start cooking, and for whatever reason, he'd already be up cooking up. He'd tap in with me on Zoom, and then he'd be showing me stuff. I show him stuff, and all that good stuff. He put me on a Metropolis as well.
Yeah. He put me on. Yeah, he put me on the Stormquire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No, shoot, 300 done showed me a few gems.
300 is goated. I'm really
Yeah,
proud of
300
him.
goated, man.
I'm really proud of him getting where he's at.
300 goated. You
Really
know what I'm
quickly.
saying?
So yeah, man. But yeah, man. That concludes the Logic Pro Global Live, man. I'm glad everybody tapped in to check it out. Sorry we've been away for so long, but you know it is the holidays, and we might not get too many streams in for December because it's also the holidays as well. But you know we'll see what we can do to get something on for at least next week before Christmas comes in, and all that other good stuff. But definitely 2023 is gonna be a massive year. Like I said, we got the kit coming out. It's gonna be a light version, and then hopefully we can get the full version out second quarter of 2023. We got a list of Logic Pro Global segments where we're gonna start broadcasting at least 5 days a week, different segments for different topics. A lot of cook-up shows and things like that. We're also going to be doing tutorials, reviews on the YouTube channel. I'm working through the kinks for that as far as the format, layout, concepts, and all that other good stuff. There's just a lot.
Nice.
There's too much to mention right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot.
But,
Yeah, it is a lot.
There's a
You know what I
lot
mean?
that's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be going
shout
on.
out to Andre Guam. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, 2023 about to go dumb.
That's a
Shout out to Milton Hollins, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Flex Band, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, long story short, man, Logic Pro Global, we here. We ain't going nowhere. 2023 is going to be really big. We're going to make sure that, and you know, if you're a Logic user, rock with us. If you're not a Logic user, rock with us.
Rock with us
right?
anyway.
Because we got the Dog
We're
Wars
gonna
segment.
have some gems for whatever you got. Yeah.
We got the Dog Wars segment. Again, to be clear, Dog Wars is not bashing DAWs. Dog Wars is to bring light to the different functionality between Logic and all the other DAWs out there. You know what I'm saying? What
Right.
Logic can
So bring your sauce as well.
Yeah,
if you got some sauce for your DAW you use, bring that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Everybody seems to think that Dog Wars, the Dog Wars beat battle that we have between FL and Logic, that's what it was always going to be about. That's what it is, just to start off the Dog War, right? To kind of bring awareness to it. But ultimately, in the long run, it's going to be more of a value-based segment where we're taking two DAWs, let's say FL and Logic. We're focusing on one component, let's just say like the slicer functionality in both, and playing with both and showing the pros and cons between the two. That way you can informatively make a decision. Okay, so I have FL, Logic does this with their slicer. Let me see what I can do to get it to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's really more value-based. It's more informative. We're not bashing DAWs. We're just putting DAWs in the light, hence DAW Wars. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
DAW Wars is going to be one of the biggest segments that we have. We're going to push that heavy next year. We got a team that's building right now. Shout out to AP. Shout out to Enotech. Shout out to Amari, Matthew, Drillbit, Joey Dots, you know what I mean? So
Yes,
the camp is growing, and you know we got full support from Beatman, and shout out to him and his platform, Drum Knockers, and all of them. So again,
Yes, sir.
you know, an initiative this big is not something that can be done overnight. There's a lot of moving parts, and we're only a few men. But you know, if you can think it, you can make it happen. So it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
It's not a question of if; it's a question of when. So with that being said, man, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, share this with someone you know that could definitely benefit from it. Shoot us an email at logicproglobal.com with any, you know, suggestions, things you might want to see. And that's about it, man. On behalf of J Myth and myself, we want to thank y'all for tapping in for real. And we'll see y'all next week, if anything.
Indeed. Salute.
You're Hades? Yes.